there. I did the pivot.
They're not happy. Can we get the YouTube stream up, please? That's from Sally Land.
Lousy? What?
I mean,
my bad.
Oh, Berkey. Oh, Berkey.
I love it.
Oh.
It's hard sometimes. It's like there's a lot of tasks going on at once.
How many buttons have to be hit to get this show on?
Jackson has a ton going on, so don't begin
2 buttons.
Just in terms of buttons, are we talking about 10, 15?
So we have five mics.
The YouTube's up now. YouTube.com, TMASTL.
Mic 124.
Oh, who's going to be the 5,000th subscriber?
8 to 10 buttons to press.
We're 4,999, I guess. I don't know. It's huge. We all get a $100,000 bonus check, I think, when that comes in.
Do we really?
Yeah. 5,000 YouTube subscribers. You've made it. I was looking. No, it wasn't our meeting yesterday. It was a different meeting. And I was saying, yeah, I told the story. Remember Graham Bensinger? He's been on our show.
Oh, sure.
And when we were working
nice.
together at KMOV, he used to call the sports office.
Yeah.
And I think he was 2 when he was calling. 2 or 3?
Yeah, he's a toddler. You know. He could barely talk, and yet he's still conducting interviews.
But he was calling looking for feedback, and opportunities and what have you. And Martin Kilcoyne does a wonderful impression of Graham Bensinger when he was calling, and Graham has since been on our show. And I was telling some people in a conversation yesterday, I said, yeah, he's got this thing. I think he bought time in local affiliates around the country, but I doubt that's where he's really making his money. My guess is once you get to a certain number of YouTube subscribers, all due respect to our 5,000, it tends to be multiples of that where it really starts to matter. And I go, I wonder what he's got going now, because I can watch his shows on YouTube, 798,000. That's where it starts to count a little. So tip of the cap to Graham, Doug, and the advice we gave him on YouTube in 2002 is now paying off for him.
Right, because we could see it coming. Even before YouTube was around.
Thank you.
We knew that this is where Graham would make his money.
We just did local television as a passion project. One for them, one for me. Is that what it was, Jackson? One for them, one for me?
Yep.
Entourage. 2004 to 2009?
I don't know the years, Tim.
2011?
I think 03 first.
We were chasing 25 seconds worth of highlights from that Pattonville Fort Zumwalt South game.
Yeah, Pirates.
Do you think he's upset that he missed those opportunities?
I think he'd like to be working in local television. I don't think he can.
I mean, to do state public school quarterfinal games is...
Takes a certain amount of moxie.
He did a show on 1380 above the sex shop when I was doing the golf show. He did a show right before me.
Oh, did he? Oh, he's carved out a real niche for himself, that's for sure.
Yeah. I enjoy that show.
He created something out of nothing. So you got to tip your cap.
Oh, hell yeah. Ooh, somebody just flushed.
Wow.
That means they were draining their colon.
Oh,
You could
it didn't have to be the colon.
You could almost feel the pipes having to use an extra wiggle.
Jackson, let me know who was the kitten.
You bet.
I say Rafe.
Think so? Ooh, wow, and a ruckus as they exit.
Yeah, an aggressive exit.
I saved that bathroom this morning.
What do you mean you saved it?
Somebody keeps turning, and I know who I'm not going to say who it is on there, but they turn the lock, so if it does happen to shut on the outside, it's locked from the outside.
Yeah.
Like how it's happened in the past. All you need to do in that bathroom is close the door and press the lock in. No turning of any kind. And I think that needs to be written somewhere.
Well, maybe
no
on the
turning,
door proper.
Just pushing.
It is written on the door.
Oh, okay.
Well done, Jackson.
I use that bathroom every day. I have not seen that.
It is weird that some doors are like that they can lock from without even trying.
It's bad engineering.
Who was the kitten?
They probably went the other way. They know I'm watching like a hawk.
Wow, imagine going the long way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to stay away from Jackson. They know we talk
Watch
about
fly.
Speaking of bathrooms,
They couldn't wait to shut that stank in.
No.
You heard that door slam almost immediately.
I gotta believe they heard it. But last night we had a Zoom meeting for our Mega Meyer Foundation trivia night. So the trivia committee had a Zoom meeting, and my video doesn't work on my Zoom. You can hear me, but I can't get my face up there.
You got to click a button.
I've done that. It just won't come up. It just says video not accessible for some reason. I don't know. But it's no big deal. You could hear me, and I was in the meeting, but you couldn't see me. So, I can go outside and smoke and whatever. Nobody can see me. But I had to take a dump.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a tough call.
So I take it in the bathroom knowing they can't see me.
No.
And I can hear talking. So I put it on the sink, and I thought, this is going to be an easy one. All of a sudden, I mean, the biggest fart before I'd take the deuce. Like
Why would you tell us this story?
They had to hear that.
I actually like this story.
They had to hear that. You can imagine them. So we're going to have tables of 8.
And you can relate because everybody's done that. We've seen videos of people who
are masturbating during calls.
God, remember the politician who couldn't get his city councilman who had the cat filter who couldn't get the filter? Dude, that's one of the funniest viral videos I've ever seen, and that happened obviously during the height of COVID when everyone's online. Had this kitty filter. It was like a serious meeting.
Like I was just scrolling Twitter, and Dotem has posted a picture. I don't know how he got this image. It's two older gentlemen sitting on toilets facing each other, sharing a thing of fries.
Oh, God, that's
every
idiot. He's got more to do than that, doesn't he?
I think that's his career, and I like it.
God.
I'd invest. I don't know if he's raising capital.
And that's all AI generated, I take it.
No, these he gets guys who come in and take the picture.
No, I don't think so. Don't you owe it to the other people on a Zoom meeting or something not to go to the bathroom during the meeting?
I couldn't help it.
Yes, you could.
What, am I sit there in my own house and hold it?
And then excuse yourself from the Zoom meeting. I can't.
Well, they
excuse
couldn't
me,
see
folks.
me.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
They couldn't see me.
No, you don't do that. How about just a little bit of class would be appreciated.
Well, I didn't think I was going to fart when I was doing it. They wouldn't have heard anything if that wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have known I was going to the bathroom.
Oh, well, don't.
Breaking news just coming in. Wow, Jackson. I had noticed, and I was furious. I was passive-aggressively sending things. I BCC people, and then include Jackson, to management, complaining that I didn't get the links yet.
The links of whatever, it's too technical. I'll just let it be.
Wow, have you ever heard frustration?
He just kind of talked down to us. Like we couldn't possibly understand it.
No, it's just boring as hell for the listeners, so why would I mention it?
Oh.
Let's just copy and paste and email them to Tim.
Right, but I never, like I said, like it's too boring. I shouldn't have even brought it up. My bad. I should have
I brought it up, not you. But that's not the lead. The management will deal with you, as they should, for these links not coming until 7/16. But the lead is this. Barrett Sports Media Top 20 Midday has just been released.
Yeah, did you make it?
Oh,
God.
This is going to be
This is where you either make your bread or you go find another career.
I told you, if the 11-1 is in there, you count that as part of you. Take the win.
This is it, Doug. This is it.
This could be the beginning of the end.
This is
of
it.
all of us.
This is the
Oh, this
end.
is just you because it's your show, right?
And Jackson. I mean,
You
it's
and
essentially
Jackson.
Lil Piddles and the Chud.
Gotcha.
And you do talk sports on that show, so it should
We
count.
do. Well, Jackson has these. What do we have today? Today's
My birth Wednesday.
right. So there. How many shows could do that?
Probably none would try.
We know 11-1 is going to be in there, so I think you should count it as part of yours because you're the lead-in, and there is no day part for you. 10 to 11 is not a day part.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're softening the landing in advance of the crash.
Okay.
Well, we're not number one. That's Matt Jones in Lexington, Kentucky.
Jonesy.
Wow, how much did he pay for that spot?
Talking
Yeah.
Kentucky basketball and football, that's pretty much. Well, you got the Derby coming up.
Purple Derby. Buck Racing. Buck Racing. Todd's brother? He's in Nashville.
Probably.
Okay.
Okay, you're getting nervous. I can tell by the tapping. on the
That's a good read on your part.
Yeah.
You can tell that I'm holding 8 high. Bishop and friends got to number 3 this year. I knew they'd be good because, again, Columbus. Okay, and then that's the thing with Columbus, with Rothman and Ice, they're number 4.
So,
Columbus got 2 of the spots?
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio has 2.
Ugh,
I guess they cover Cleveland Indians baseball.
this is absolutely
I'm
Guardians.
sorry, Cleveland Guardians.
Thank you. Drop out of that. Okay, Blaine and Mickey got it in Nashville as well. So far, 4 of the top 5 are in Columbus, Ohio, and Nashville, Tennessee.
So it seems like these aren't actually voted on. They're just kind of.
Oh! Number 6 is us. It's got to be. Nope, it's the really big show in Cleveland.
So it's like Ohio.
It is Ohio-centric so far.
This guy weighed the Ohio tour, had Fourth Station pay him.
And then now Cleveland again. Baskin and Phelps. You've listened to Baskin. You always like
The guy's name is Felch?
There's nothing going on.
I'd actually listen to that.
Nothing going on in 50 states.
Bask in the Felch.
Out of 50 states, 2 of the top 20 are in one city.
Well, so far, 6 of the 7 have been in Cleveland, Columbus, and Nashville.
Yeah. Well, do you see that changing anytime soon?
I don't know. I just went to number 8, and I see Vinny and Haney got in there.
Okay.
Are they from Gatlinburg?
Baltimore.
Keeping in Tennessee?
I'm starting to wonder, Jackson.
Oh, it's...
After we get done with it, there is some news about these rankings.
Oh, really? Jeff Cockins. He's in Memphis. Doug.
Come on.
Another Tennessee?
So basically, it just
Tennessee and Ohio. We've got to be top 10. Nope. Cook and Joe are. Cook and Joe in Pittsburgh. I mean, either way, now we're not top 10 no matter what. And now, BK and Ferrario, absolutely.
Yeah, I told you.
Did they get in there?
They did.
They did. Okay. Good.
Number 11.
Yeah, there you go. You count that as a win for you.
Nice picture of T. Diddy in that one.
Is he wearing a ball gag?
He's got one of those foam pucks.
Doug, is that a ball? Is that a ball gag?
I think it is. Yeah.
T. Diddy.
Is it a pacifier?
I can't tell. You're saying it's a puck, Jackson?
Yeah, it's one of these rubber or these foam.
Oh, now I
101
zoomed in.
ESPN
Okay.
pucks.
In his mouth?
That's right. Jake Query. That makes me happy.
Oh,
Jake
good.
Query.
Good,
Doug,
good.
you remember Jake Query?
He's still in Indianapolis.
He
Okay,
is.
good for him.
Okay, Jason and John. Jason and John in Memphis.
Okay.
Well, Tennessee having a big day with Barrett.
I gather his travel budget has been cut back, and he hadn't been able to clear stations in the western portion of the United States.
Clear station.
Yeah, the furthest west we've gone is right here in Creve Coeur.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What about Cody and Gold? Yep. Now they're west. They're in Kansas City.
Okay.
All right, we're not top 15 now because Giannato and Jeffrey are in Memphis again. Boy,
God
Memphis.
Almighty.
Giannato's got like a real estate picture on his.
So it's like Memphis, like now
Bad
an
lighting,
absolute
too.
hotbed of talent?
Chris Vernon's there, and he's sick talented. But they got their own thing, Grind City Media.
Yeah, and they partner with the Grizzlies too. That was huge.
Yeah, that Grind City Media. That bee's knees, man. I'm a Vernon Lemming. I think he's a Parkway Central guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're not number 16 either.
Sorry.
Lousy, what was that?
He's getting ready for the announcement that Balloon Party was 16. He was going to throw some music in there.
That was a good
Well, we're
music
not,
band.
though. It's the 3-man front in Birmingham.
I don't like these names either. They're not creative.
No.
Okay. Well, we're not 17. That's Jason Anderson in Kansas City.
Man, they're just toying with you now, dangling a carrot.
Is there anybody west yet?
Kansas City.
I mean, Los Angeles,
Midwest.
Arizona.
Well, these are the mid-markets.
Oh, okay. Well, Albuquerque, maybe.
Well, now we're into Oklahoma City, so we are heading into the Great Frontier because that's where Middle of the Day with Mark Rogers is.
Middle of the Day sounds absolutely awful.
We
That's
couldn't think
got to
of
be
anything.
one of the worst show names ever.
A lot of Sooner football chatter.
Well, Adam Gold got number 19, Doug, and he's in Raleigh. A lot of Hurricanes talk. And so now this is it. Okay. And it's playing out live on the air in front of the audience, and it's embarrassing.
It is.
What do we do, Doug?
How do we handle it?
Just live with it. Live in your own stew.
Failure. Tell me we're 20. No, we're not. XL Prime Time in Jacksonville got it. Prime Time? Midday? Prime Time? Nurse?
Do you just shut it down at this point?
I'm open to that.
Take your loss.
We had a good run. I mean,
Decide that, this
I had
is
a lot
not
of
for
fun.
me.
I told you how to handle it.
Mentions.
Most middays are 10 to 1. Because
is it 10 to 1 or 10 to 2 or 10 to noon? I would
well, your
say.
morning show is usually over by 9 or 10. There's no morning show I know that goes till noon. So most shows are 10 to 1, 10 to 2. Well, you're 10 o'clock.
We are 10
DK and Ferrario is 11 to 1. So basically it's a 10 to 1 slot.
11 and 2.
11 and 2.
All right, so
Also looked at the honorable mentions.
10 to 2 basically. There's your midday. You're part of that. I think it should count.
Honorable mentions. 21 to 25. Oh, we made the honorable mentions.
Did you really?
What a moment. JT the Brick is 21. Josh and Swain 2. They just call it Tim McKernan. Doesn't even.
Oh,
Tim
Jackson,
McKernan.
I'm sorry.
Not only is it the name of the show, Jackson's completely left out. Just Tim McKernan.
Oh,
Yep, that's the name of the show. Welcome to Tim
Did they
McKernan.
really give you an honorable mention? That's hilarious.
I know I don't get a $100,000 check for honorable mention, but I think I get $25,000.
I would think 70.
No. This contract wasn't published in the Post-Dispatch.
You should see the base.
Is there a picture of you?
No. But I got $25,000 for honorable mention. So that's huge.
Hey, absolutely
That's just
is.
lazy-ass journalism.
Journalism?
This isn't even close to
Watch your
journalism. What
phrase
Barrett
out.
is
Whatever
doing.
he's doing. It's
Jackson, have you sent out a tweet thanking the voters?
I was working on it. I've been
somebody
crafting it as we
Somebody
speak.
tweet Barrett,
Nice crap.
Please
who
don't.
he doesn't have blocked, and say the name of the show is Bloom Party with Tim McKernan and Jackson Burkett. At least do some research.
Watch your journalism.
Well, the show is called Balloon Party with Tim McKernan. But it is not just the show. It's not just called Tim McKernan.
Well, it's not. And you're part of the show. You're
Right,
co-host
but-
of the show, so
It's like he felt guilty, like he put the whole list just to spite you. And right at the end, just to make you realize he didn't forget you, he was just going to put you as an honorable mention. And now go away.
That's what you think it is. Go on.
I think that's what
yeah,
it
you just
is.
put a name in there. At 25, Tim McKernan. Everybody else has a show host or has the name of a show and who's on it. They don't even put the name of the show. How can they go find the show? I'm sure there's getting tons of clicks. People are listening to all these shows when he puts them up there. So
Matt Jones, Doug, that's the one in Lexington, finished first with 26-point victory over the Zone's Buck. Is it Buck Reising or Buck Reising?
I don't care.
Dude, I'm blocked from Barrett, and I haven't even
Oh,
tweeted
no.
him.
Jones also recorded the most first-place votes in the category. He got 5 first-place votes. What do you think about that?
Nobody got any votes. There was no voting.
Oh!
There was no voting.
I wonder if I'm still blocked.
The closest contest saw Blaine and Mickey slide by the really big show by 1 point. Cook and Joe were just 2 points ahead of BK and Ferrario.
Dude, it's absolutely made up. This guy is a scam artist.
Of the 65 eligible shows, 15 received at least one first-place vote. Jackson, did we get any first-place votes?
I can't imagine we'd be one of the 15. But, release the voting, Barrett. What are we doing here?
Somebody tweeted at us about this quote-unquote quote from a show that won or was in the top 10. Have you seen this, Tim?
Let me go. I don't get all my notifications or mentions, I guess.
It looks like a quote from the show's host, Paulie and Tony.
I see the resemblance between 1980 Doug and current-day Jackson is mind-boggling. That was sent to me 8 hours ago.
So this is 12 hours ago, and the quote is,
okay.
We 100%
Renounce this award. Paulie and Tony Fusco said in a joint statement, This show is not a comedy. The only joke is the entire voting body for these sports podcast awards.
Said 65 shows were eligible. If they each run 3 hours, that'd be 195 hours. If you just listen to one show,
Doug's going to do the math, and
that'd
it's going to be
195 hours
Very
of
damning.
listening by all these executives.
Right.
That's basically 20 weeks worth of work. No, it's 5 weeks worth of work for each of the executives just to get through the middle market. They haven't done the major market yet or the small market yet. So these executives would do absolutely nothing except listen to other shows, many of whom aren't going to get their votes, and yet you'd think to give them a fair shot, they're still going to go ahead and listen to the bulk of their shows.
Like, it's unbelievable. I don't get it, how nobody calls him out, but you can't. He's the softest guy on the planet. Like, he'll block you. Like, I have never tweeted at him at all, but I was tagged in this tweet, and he immediately blocked me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, you cannot.
I wonder if I'm blocked.
You cannot be Charmin soft.
I'm so locked in on Twitter, I clicked on my own profile to find out if I was blocked by Jason Barrett. Let me see. Doug, Sports Radio PD? I don't think I would be, but who knows? No, I'm not.
Yeah, why don't you text him?
What about Barrett Sports Media?
I'm surprised you only have 740 followers. Maybe this isn't the right account.
I'm sure it is. You should have more
No,
than that.
it is. I'm legitimately.
He's got everybody blocked.
I don't know.
This one hasn't
I
been
don't know.
tweeted.
I haven't tweeted in so damn long. I just retweet Jackson's stuff, essentially. And the LSU mom at the White House.
How can you find out what certain tweets mean. That somebody tweets at you, but they're responding to somebody else. I got to see a tweet here to 6 Tommy, Iggy Strode, 5 others. Maybe the wrong person did the DNA test, but I don't know what that's in response to.
Click the tweet.
I did. That comes up. I don't know what it's in response to.
It's in response to, I posted from the TMA account Doug's interview with Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, just click on like the tweet.
Yeah, and then you'll see the initial tweet.
Yeah, it'll go through the whole tweet deck of that conversation.
Yeah. I'm blocked anyway by Barrett, so.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
you made it.
I guess.
There's
I don't know.
improvement next year now.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the 25,000.
Baby steps. You take the honorable mention, maybe.
And then we really work on trying to get there in 2025, I guess. But I feel like I was saying this in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You know, after a while, how much more can you give
Yeah.
to try to get into the actual top 20 or 5, 25, 20?
All I can say to you is be better.
I agree with that.
Oh,
Do
Look
more
in the mirror.
homework.
Get better at teasing.
Yeah. Use more memes.
It's damning evidence that this show, whatever that show was that announced the award, saying we are not a comedy show, proves that they don't even listen to these things. They just go out, they find shows and markets. Okay, do this one. Because how can you put it for a comedy podcast when you say we're not a comedy? So obviously nobody
I
listened.
didn't know that was an award.
I don't think that that's a Barrett Sports Media Award because that article is on Barrett Sports Media. I'd be surprised if they're denouncing their own award on their own site. I think it's from the Sports Podcast Awards.
Oh, so Barrett just posted it, but it wasn't his award.
I believe that is the case.
All right, well, that's still a farce. They're not listening to any of these podcasts, so.
Was Dr. Red Duke in the top 20? That's from Mr. 10,000.
I'm Dr. Red Duke.
Maybe in the major markets.
Dotem just sent in a screenshot that he's blocked by him and he's never tweeted at him.
Yeah, I've never even had an exchange with him at all.
I haven't either.
Manute Bowl eligible did vote, and he said he gave me a first place vote.
Well, thank you, Manute.
Well,
I knew he was a voter.
Look at what the Hubbard Brand has done in just this short amount of time. We would have never thought honorable mention was even in the cards.
Not even possible.
And now
for it.
Tim McKernan.
I guess.
Not the show, not Jackson.
Yeah, just Tim McKernan.
Just Tim McKernan has made the list.
Yep.
You do know that he consults for this Hubbard, right?
Well, yeah, I know that. It's a joke. All these are jokes. It's a scam that he's putting on people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the summit that he puts on, I really want to attend a summit. I want to attend this year's summit.
I'm sure there's not a lack of tickets. I'm sure you can go.
I just see the pictures and it just looks fun.
I saw a picture somebody posted a couple years ago. There's like 6 people sitting in the audience when they're doing their symposium.
And they pay to go listen to this stuff?
I think they're stations that Barrett consults for. They get a discount to go.
Huh. Okay. I'm thinking if you looked at the list of people who vote for the Heisman and the people who vote for this, there's probably a lot of crossover.
Oh, Venn diagrams?
You know?
Speaking of Twitter, has someone spoken with Iggy regarding his Lisa Ann attacks? It's a tough look. Doug, you like when somebody calls something a tough look?
Not really, no.
What attacks would those be?
That's Harrison's brother, Master. Iggy, have you been tweeting at Lisa Ann?
No.
Harrison's
have her
brother,
blocked.
Master,
I have her
provide the
blocked.
screenshots.
Yeah, provide where I'm... What's the word he used? Attacking her?
That's correct.
I responded to one tweet that somebody posted with the video. And I just said, I think I've seen this before. It's called Cops. I can't use the B word. Multiple gentlemen and a girl.
What? Cops.
I can't use the word, I don't think.
I don't think you can either.
I'm not sure I'm not following. It's like password, and I'm trying to guess
When a
the
girl
password.
has like 8 guys in a video with her, and they all finish.
Oh.
I mean, I would have rather have
You
just
said that
the word
online?
and not describe the act.
I use the word.
Online.
Can I tweet at Lisa Ann?
Not at her. I responded to somebody who put the video up there, and I said, yeah, I think I've seen this before. It was called Cops B 25.
Cops B.
When you have multiple people involved. It
Gosh.
was a joke. I didn't trash her. I didn't say
Kind of
anything
an
about her.
insult, though.
So
Iggy responded to 5 tweets with that exact same joke. Let's be honest here, Iggy. That's from Uncle Cucker.
I didn't respond to 5 tweets with that. Go ahead and put them up there. Screenshot them and send them in.
Well, it's kind of nasty.
Because you won't find 5. Well, she's a porn star.
Oh.
That's what the whole point of the joke was.
But you're not, so don't be nasty.
Oh, God.
Okay, 30% crest.
That's hardly attacking her. I made a joke about porn.
Doug, we have a beautiful sorority girl from Oxford, Mississippi, who listens to the show. Her name is Jenny. Okay. The last name is Talia, so she's Italian, I assume?
It sounds like it to me.
And sends in a screenshot and says he's lying. Go to our TMA app and enter keyword for... Oh, this is the Stevie Nicks promo. She's treated me like S on numerous occasions, berating me on the air for not responding to one of her texts was the last straw.
Yeah, you know who that was to? That was a response to Lainey.
It doesn't look like it's to anybody.
It was a response to Lainey Spicer.
Yeah, I do see the response to Lainey
Spicer. Oh, so it's a response. Doesn't look like it's a response.
It was a response to Lainey Spicer. So it's not an attack on Lisa Ann.
Well, what did Lainey say?
She said, "Dan, Kenny, I thought you guys were friends. She's done a lot for you in the show."
Oh.
And I responded to Lainey Spicer. To be honest with you, though, I didn't think that was a tweet. I thought it was a private message she sent me and I responded.
Oh, no. Now this is going to get back to Lisa Ann.
I don't care. I just responded to her. So if it's a tweet or a message, I don't care. I'm being truthful. I didn't say anything bad about her. I didn't attack her. So again, I'm waiting for the 5 attacks.
Oh. Gosh, this is just going to continue to fester.
I answered the girl's question. That's her publicist.
Lainey Spicer.
She hasn't sent out a release yet, I don't think.
Oh.
That's a good sound for that.
Harrison's brother Master is sending in screenshots now.
Okay.
Oh, he's back today?
He's back. Yeah, he leaves the show. He's back. Don't be a coward and at her. That's from Doug. Do you follow Adam Martin X Adam MA dash?
Not anymore.
All right. Again, that was somebody asking me a question. I didn't. So what was my response?
And then you just said I have her blocked.
There's an attack?
That's Harrison's brother Masters.
All right, you counting that as an attack, huh? Answering you guys' question, why don't you at her? Because I didn't put her name on there. I can't because I have her blocked.
LOL at childhood hero. Choose better role models.
Okay.
That was tough. Doug, do you follow Huncho James?
Yeah, of course.
Right, that was
Sounds like kind of a hot take artist.
That was not Lisa Ann. That was a response to a guy that said, I grew up idolizing you. Don't let this guy. I said, you need to choose better role models.
Oh, so
if your idol is a porn star.
That's all going to get back
kid.
to her.
That's interesting because Ella Reese is my hero.
Do you think I care?
He's deleting the tweets is what Harrison's... Are you deleting the tweets? Like, as we sit here, are you deleting the tweets?
No, the only tweet I deleted was I put up the Post article. I didn't need any comments on it. I didn't say, what do you think of this? Where she said that I didn't have my phone out. I did nothing wrong. And multiple people told the police that she had her phone out videotaping the concert, and when they came to take it away, she started kicking the cops. Multiple people said that. All I did was I put the New York Post article up there and said, somebody's not telling the truth because one said one said the other. That's all I did. I didn't need any comments on it, just read the article. And then people started making really rude comments.
To you?
And some other things. So I just took it down. I said, I don't need the negativity.
No.
I didn't need people to start trashing each other on here. I just, you don't want to read it, fine, but you don't need comment. And the comments are pretty rude, not just to me, but to other people commenting. So I just deleted it. Had nothing to do with I didn't want it up there. I wanted people to see the Post article.
I hate to do this, fellas, but it's my duty as the show's ombudsman to remain objective. He deleted a tweet. It's from Brian Hench.
I just said I deleted a tweet.
Yeah, he did.
My tweet.
Your tweet, yeah.
I love how this is a thing that people are like the gotcha moment. You know, I love that.
No, why do people care? You know that I'm on the outs with her.
Why don't you just let it go?
I haven't attacked her. It was a story.
I know, but just let it go.
It was all over the place. You know, she got the publicity.
But since you're already on thin ice with her, just let it go.
Oh, I think we're drowning
no
in
thin
the
ice here.
20-foot lake here. No ice anymore, Doug.
I don't see. I'm not going on my way to attack her. Ha ha! Look at her! Rah! Look at this. What happened? Ha! No, it was a story.
Well, that's kind of what the tweet was. When you put the article up there, it was kind of like, look at this,
No.
Kind of exactly what it was.
No. Don't people want to get different sides of the story?
Well, but from where you're coming from, I would just leave it alone. Just let someone else do it.
Well, there's nothing else to talk about now. There's nothing else to talk about now. It's an old story. So it's done.
Oh, yeah, that's
The only
true.
thing I did was respond to Lainey Spicer. She asked me a question, I answered her.
But high-profile spats with someone else is probably not a good idea.
High profile.
She's high-profile.
I don't care. Oh, she's big wig. I'm going to stay away.
Is there a picture of Iggy changing Leona Helmsley's pull-ups?
Oh,
Totem has asked me to play that for a couple days, and I keep forgetting. It's one of the newly added ones to the clip that off. He loves it, and I love it.
So, as far as I'm concerned, it's an old story. It happened, 2-3 days ago? It's over. Nobody's
Yeah, it's over the weekend.
cares.
Great.
Sunspin, I think. Was it Sunspin, Doug?
son's
Let's
back.
do a little.
Who cares? I had my fun with the story. Now we're done.
Remember the other day when Iggy said he wasn't petty? So, yeah. Sure. That's from Gary Pinkel's cell phone etiquette. Can we please get a Viva Lestrade drop? That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack, but not his wife. As much as you guys say you despise Twitter trolls, you have the two biggest social media tough guys on your dais. We have the two toughest Twitter guys on in the dais?
I mean, I don't tweet.
Yeah, I'm really tough on there. I really go out of my way and trash people and hide. My name's up there, so I think a troll is somebody that has a cat or a
Dog avatar?
blank avatar and goes after people. I don't go after a lot of people. My name's up there, so I'm not hiding.
What did you tweet it? That there's like 3 blondes, and you said, need a cuck?
No, that was Erica Swings a long time ago.
Mr. Lick sent on a screenshot. Personally, I'm more of a fan of his desperate request to be a cuck for a Farmington 6. That's from Mr. Licks. I don't even know what this is.
Well, I guess you don't understand the show.
No.
When we had her on, and I said, well, if you need a cuck,
That's
I'll come
from
in.
Erica Swings. Okay, I didn't recognize.
Yeah. And I said it to, I think, not Coppage, the other teacher. I said, if you need a cuck, I can be there. So it was a running joke. And
You
when
need a
Erica
cuck, I'll
Swings,
be there.
and if you notice,
Sounds like a country song.
If you notice, Erica Swings liked that response too. When I said you need a cuck, let me know.
You were just trying to reach out and help people.
Just having fun, but
It was a charitable gesture as much as anything.
just go back and look at all my tweets. Go ahead and start sending them in. I'll explain them to you.
Calm down.
I don't tweet that often.
But when you do, it carries a bite.
That one, yeah, that do sting.
It is biting. Muggin Ass, the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour and the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. StLouisAcura.com, AltonToyota.com, and also the official automotive provider of this program and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jackson and I will return for QFTA today. 11 o'clock, Jackson? Is that 11:10, 11:20, 11:30? I don't know. You tell me.
11:20.
11:20, Doug. 11:20.
Okay.
And that'll be the final QFTA for about 10 days.
You're off tomorrow, right?
I am off tomorrow.
For a week.
Jackson will be in here, and I guess KG and O-Town will be in there. Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I know Thursday is his day off from his main
There's a
job.
day KG can't work, because I know sometimes you can't get off. I wouldn't mind having Liv Maddox come back in for a day.
Liv Maddox, Doug, from 105.7 The Point afternoon.
She came in one day when you were off, Doug.
Yeah, she's great.
She was funny.
Was she? Great.
Jackson will be running point.
Yeah. Just a suggestion if we need somebody.
I'm going to ask St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Work with the best. Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganast. And then even if you didn't get your car from Munganast, St. Louis Acura, Munganast, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, you can get your car serviced there with Ryan Seiberg in their service department. It's Munganast, St. Louis Acura, Munganast, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Jackson, tell me about Circa, because maybe I want to throw down a wager.
Oh, I would suggest throwing down the wager because we got the big game coming up. You know, we got a big old game coming up.
Big game, Doug.
Okay, we're not even allowed to say. I guess not in the advertising.
In advertising, no, but
Bingo. So
stupid is that?
well, you know, that's what the situation is,
I know,
Doug. But
I know.
the Niners are taking on the old Chiefs. Who do you like? Who do you like, Doug? Who do you like in this ball game?
Boy, I think it's a complete toss-up. But
The number is 2. Chiefs getting 2?
I guess I would pick the Chiefs, just because they've been there. They have so much playoff experience in the last few years, and it's hard ever to pick against Mahomes for me.
Yeah, Yeah, I hear that. I'm kind of the same way. I kind of feel like it's destiny for the Chiefs, but maybe you don't want to bet on the spread or the over/under. Well, I got a suggestion for you. How about these squares? Everyone likes playing squares in the big games, but everyone who has played squares knows the pain of pulling terrible numbers. But with Circus Squares, instead of randomly pulling numbers, choose your square and choose which numbers you get. With a minimum bet of $1 and a max payout of $100,000, it's easier than ever. Download the Circus Sports app and place your Circus Squares bets anywhere in Illinois. For more information, visit circusports.com.
There it is. Big game festivities coming up this Sunday. Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Festivities coming up at 9:45. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is online at designairservice.com. Work with Seth Goldcamp and his staff. 4th generation of Design Air Heating and Cooling. No upselling going on, just taking care of business for you. Doug's a client. Iggy's a client. I'm a client. You become a client as well, and you will be thrilled anytime you have any issues with your HVAC system. Work with Design Air Heating and Cooling, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Doug, look at these highs the next few days. 58 today, 62 tomorrow. Hawk up looks like.
Yeah.
67 on Friday. That's ball striking season.
Sure is.
This isn't bad. I mean, it gets down into the 40s for highs on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but back up into the 50s on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's been.
I don't recall another winter, in recent years anyway, where you could literally play golf all winter long.
Yeah, you kind of could keep your form.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of the golf courses, except for that few days when it was in the 0 to minus wind chill. Other than that, I think golf courses have been open almost every day.
I think so, yeah.
Now,
Good
what
for
kind of
them.
shape they're in, because, even if it's not very cold, a lot of the greens, they're not going to spend a lot of time on the greens. But just to get out in the fresh air, if it's 45, 50, a lot of people are playing.
Sure, it's been a great year for the golf courses. Make some money this time of year instead of it just sitting there empty.
I don't know what this guy's app, I didn't ask him. I was sitting out on the patio yesterday, and I guess some guy was painting, and we were just talking about the weather. I said, God, I can't believe it's February. He goes, yeah, it's lovely. He said, 2 weeks from now, though, it's supposed to be back in the 0 again. I said, where do you get that 2 week in advance forecast? He goes, somebody just told me in a couple weeks it's going to be back in the zeros. I can't find a 2 week forecast.
I'm going to go to weather.com and see if I've got any indication there. Let's see, 33 degrees in St. Louis here on February 7th, 2024. You are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Text in the Jeff Lotman text in box, 314-881-TMA5. So I can go all the way to Wednesday, February 21st, Iggy. And no, I don't see it. I see a high of 45 and a low of 31. And I don't see any on Saturday the 17th, a high of 39.
And still no zeros.
No zeros.
No good. He's wrong.
So you're going to go back and tell this painter that he's full of baloney.
If he's back today, I'm going to tell him, where'd you get that forecast? No, that's just good, because we're almost to the, if that's correct, we're at the end of February, and we're still in the 40s.
Wow, great story about your neighbor's forecast, Ken. Please don't leave, Mr. Tim. That's from Brian Henshin. That's from.
God. Is there anything that is said on the show that you just say, that was great? Great segment. Great story. Again, I loved it. Oh, that was perfect. You happy about anything?
No.
Well, you'll be bitching the next 2 days because Tim won't be here.
7 days.
But you'll come with some stories, won't you?
I'll just be myself. I don't talk more if Tim's not here.
Okay.
Doug, can you hear the fan on my laptop?
Yeah, I do. I hear
God
it.
bless America. A listener DM'd me on Facebook and told me how to reset the CMC. Is that what it's called? SMC? CMC's Christian McCaffrey? I don't know. That didn't work. It's high. If you touch this thing, your hand, it will just start burning. It's so damn hot. I don't know what the hell the deal is. And so I know. God. I don't know what to do.
Maybe if you dipped it in cold water, it would cool it down.
Can you do that? Is that a recommendation?
No, I just made that up.
One time a guy told me it was going to be 0 degrees, and I said, no way, and that's the end of the story. Cut his mic!
Oh, gosh.
We were talking weather.
You and the painter.
And Tim looked it up to let us know it's not going to be 0. So,
According to weather.com.
yeah, so we took care of that. You're probably thinking, oh, my God, it's going to be 0 in a couple weeks. Well, you found out it's not.
Well, no one else did because you were the only one who talked to the painter.
Well, he just told me that. I wasn't happy when I heard we're going to have temperatures in the 0 again.
Yeah.
But he's wrong. That's like 5 days this week, Plowsy.
I like those, though. Kind of feels like because weather kind of your thing.
Mm-hmm.
You seem very interested.
Well, not anymore, but
Brian Henson says, yes, I complimented you twice yesterday, buddy. Once for your radio stories, which I legitimately enjoy, and the latest contest promo, which is hilarious. That's from Brian Henson.
you didn't compliment me. I didn't do the promo.
Marty Link.
Yes, compliment
Hubbard Marty to you.
Marty does a great job.
Yeah, Marty is funny. He is a funny guy.
And does a great promo.
Oh,
He does.
Oh
He
my
does
God.
nice
Gosh.
promos
He's a
for
promo
us.
wizard.
Yeah.
I still feel bad I didn't bowl with him on when he took on the Metallica crew.
Well, he was a big loser not to get to roll a line with you.
He bowled well, but I think they'd have won if I'd have been there.
Of course. Of course. The hero of every single one of your stories. You even told a painter to shut up.
Yesterday we had a sales meeting here at Hubbard Radio, and all 5 members of our program were there. And I would say, Doug, how many people were in that conference room, would you say?
Oh, 25 or 30?
I would say, 25 or 30. Just a wonderful thing.
All great people, all great salespeople. And John Kiosk was there, and Tommy was there, so we had everybody there.
That's right. And one of the things they wanted to do was for some of the sales staff members who may not be familiar with all of the members of the dais, is guests have us submit a fun fact or 2, or 3, I guess, as the case may be, about ourselves, so they could guess who it belonged, like a game show to start the meeting in some capacity. And so help me, minus Iggy's, which were I'm in 2 halls of fame, and what was the other one?
Made Mickey Mantle cry.
That's right.
And
We were going to put the Lady Gaga thing in there, I
had to give
think,
it away.
too, right?
And I also put I eat an Amaghetti special once a week.
Yeah, so you had 3. I think they mistook, because there were 10 guess who's, 5 of us, they thought it would be 2 per person. I only gave 1, and the Plowhawk ran a beautiful metagame.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Because one of them was, I have played poker with a former NFL player. And everybody's like, oh, well, that's got to be Tim. And the Plowhawk, just a beautiful meta play.
Yeah.
And then it wound up being you. And I never found out who was the former
It was
NFL
just
player.
a guy from our hometown got drafted in the 4th round, so he was a few years older than me, but, you know, my buddy Matty Dreads.
Sure, I'm a
his
big
older
fan.
brother who ran that nice little poker ring was good
Devers?
friends with, we're good friends with Boomer Grigsby, who was the football player.
Boomer Grigsby.
And so after the draft, he obviously had family and friends. He went to Illinois State, so he was always close. He was back in town for the weekend before he flew out to Kansas City, where he got drafted, and kind of hung out at Matty Dreads and played a little poker. So that's like a fun fact. He was like just barely in the NFL, but I thought it was
That's a good fun fact. It's a good fun fact. And then on, what was your other? Oh, the stomach thing.
Yeah.
You ever talked about that before?
I think we've talked about it on air before, and I don't know if it's a half or partial, but yeah, so like it's...
So the thing was I was born with half a stomach? Is that what
Yeah, that was like how I phrased it. I think my mom told me about, gastro something is when you're born with, I don't know if the stomach is on the outside. I don't think that. It just, they had to kind of sew up and surgically fix whatever is left. Yeah.
So is that why does that contribute to the fact that you can eat like you do and you don't put on any weight?
I don't know if it affects metabolism. I know in some situations it affects appetite. I don't think that affects me, obviously. But maybe it is an effect of eating, like needing to eat every 5 hours or what have you. So I love the fun facts.
I had
like to
no
throw out
idea.
Some good ones.
You'd think you would eat less with a smaller stomach.
But I think I burned so much fat. I think I burned through I don't know. It's a good question.
It's a good thing to have if you can just eat forever and never gain any weight.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but yeah, I mean, I'm 35 now, or going to be 35 in a month. I mean, it's hard. You're 40% away through your life. If you haven't gained weight now, when does it begin?
Right.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's been in your spot super thin, and then all of a sudden the metabolism changes, and all of a sudden you're just like... fat. I don't see that.
Yeah, my dad was a thin dude, but he was never this size, and certainly he drank a little bit too, so I had, kind of had that, the belly and,
dad
the
bod.
liquid, the dad bod, which was unpopular at the time, but certainly
But
could
now
come
it's
back
hot.
into play.
Doug, what were your fun facts?
Just that I'd ballroom danced with Walter Payton.
Corey, yes, I knew that one, of course. It's a legendary story.
I was thinking we only had to give one.
So did I.
Yeah.
Oh, so you only gave one too?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just gave a couple. I just gave two. The one that
Jackson, how many did you give?
3.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So that was also a meta play.
I guess we messed up, Tim.
Yeah. That's a problem. Yeah. Jackson had one that I had never heard. Did you talk about your movie audition?
Oh.
Did you guys know about that?
both of yours I didn't know. Jackson's had
I knew
some
about
good
to tell the audience what yours were. Well, I didn't even realize there were 3.
Yeah, I had one of them is that I was born with femoral anteversion.
Doug, femoral anteversion.
Which means my femurs are twisted, so I naturally walk pigeon-toed. So I have to make an effort to fan my feet out and walk correctly.
Fan them out.
Yeah, I am. If you look at me, you might be like, he's probably decently quick. I am painfully slow.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's because of the way that your legs were
Part of the
were
reason.
born?
Yeah, part of the
Wow.
reason.
Huh.
Yeah. So
How about that?
Yeah, so I found that out when
Don't they have braces or something for your legs for that?
No, the surgery is breaking both femurs and then putting them back into place correctly.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to get that procedure this week. That's where I'm gonna be
same
going.
doctor.
Recovery,
Exactly right.
recovery is like a year long.
Oh,
and you're in a
man.
wheelchair for most of that. So
It doesn't affect you playing basketball, though?
yeah, it was slow, but doesn't affect this jumper, baby.
Nice.
Talk about that. That was like Gangster Pete right
Still-
there.
The jumper's
that
still
silky
wet.
smooth jumper is
And then
from the waist
what about
up.
the movie audition story?
Yeah, so I made it
I had
through.
no idea about that.
I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and I made it through a couple rounds of auditions for the film Fred Claus.
Fred Claus, which is listed as good on goodorbad.com.
It is not. It's listed as bad.
I kind of like it, only on Christmas time because it's funny and
Is that
dumb.
the Tim Allen one?
No,
Oh,
that
that's
is the Santa
Santa
Claus.
Claus, which is
This
really good.
Fred Claus is with Paul Giamatti and Vince Vaughn, and I tried out.
You could have worked with Paul Giamatti and Vince Vaughn.
I don't know if I actually would have ever seen them because I was going to try out for young Giamatti, so it probably would have. It was legit 2 lines, so I'd imagine it would be like a week of shooting, and I probably would have never.
It was a
met them.
2-line part and you couldn't get it?
Yeah,
What were the 2 lines, do you know?
can't remember. Some sentimental. I really had to beef up the emotion.
Oh.
No, is that right?
Yeah.
How
But I
did you
made it-
handle the rejection when they said you don't
Yeah.
have it, kid?
It was, I just thought it was cool. My mom wanted me to do it, so I was like, yeah, it sounds cool. It was shot in London, but that's how it goes. Like, they don't call you and say you didn't get it. It was just they didn't call you back a
The
third
phone
time.
never rings, huh?
Yeah, I got called back twice.
To repeat the same 2 lines again?
Exactly.
That's
Were you
pretty cool.
nervous doing that?
So young, I can't remember. I can't imagine.
How do you think your life would have been different had you gotten the part?
Good
Who
question.
knows?
Good
You know,
question.
someone sees you in one of those little roles, like, hey, that kid's not bad, and you get cast around as a bunch of kids. Although the life of a child actor, as we've seen once they turn adults, can be somewhat tumultuous.
Give me an example of one.
Macaulay Culkin,
Macaulay Culkin.
Terry Polo.
Yeah.
Terry Polo.
Dana Plato.
Anybody
Anybody on Different Strokes.
Anybody in Disney Channel from
Joaquin
like
Phoenix,
02 to
River Phoenix.
2010.
Lindsay, who was the Lindsay? It was in Herbie and the Love Bug. It was
Lohan.
Lindsay
Yeah,
Lohan.
remember the kid who was in That's So Raven is now like a Crip who has face tattoos and sounds like he smokes 5 packs a day? Yeah, dude. Like those child stars just.
It can turn out great. Like, you can be Leo, or more likely, you're the 99% that don't turn out.
Yeah, others have done fine with it.
Was your other one the 50 state thing?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, and so I got
I didn't know
video of
that
that.
either.
I don't know if I can post it. I for some reason I feel like you've mentioned it, and I don't know if you mentioned it on this show.
Yeah,
or
he did it
elsewhere.
once before on this show.
Okay, so when I saw that one, I'm like, I can't imagine it's like by process of elimination. I'm like, it's got to be Jackson. Plus, I think he said something. So then he stands up, and they have whatever the hell you call that.
An easel?
Thank you, an easel with large.
kind
Is
of,
it? I don't know. I'm sure there's a term. Anyway, Jackson goes up there, and he just within like 4 minutes draws the United States from memory.
Yep. Yeah, that was not my best work. I forgot
He
Colorado.
did it on the fly in front of like 25, 30 people.
Yeah, I learned it in the 5th grade, and I never forgot. And so it's like my little party trick.
I'm telling you,
The ladies love it.
from Seattle to California, that section looked crisp.
My West
It
Coast
was,
is
I
fire.
agree with you.
My
Yeah.
western
Had problems
half
with Texas.
Big
Forgot
problem.
Colorado's location. But I mean, when you consider he's doing it from memory, I mean,
Well, forgetting Colorado was a compounding issue because it made Texas all
domino effect.
Mangled.
Right.
Domino effect.
Yeah.
So I didn't know any of Jackson's. I didn't know Plowsy's stomach thing.
I didn't either.
What was your?
My mom went into labor with me at Red Shandine's house.
See, I didn't know that
talked
either.
about that.
Yeah, I feel like
For
I'd
some reason, I
probably
thought it was
mentioned that one.
when your plane was.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
bomb scare, I
No, my
thought
mom
that
was on a
was it.
plane when she was pregnant with me.
Okay.
I think flying back from Boston. They were about to land in St. Louis. They were rerouted to Kansas City, and her and my dad were both working at KPLR TV Channel 11 at the time, and I think maybe she was done, but the news crew there were a bunch of news crews there, and this is 76, and they're like, what was it like to be on a plane with a bomb, and she's like, I had no idea. So ever since then, she hasn't been on a plane. So anytime there's talk of the family doing a trip in particular to Ireland because of the lack of an interstate to Ireland.
Row a boat.
You could drive to Boston and take a ship.
Could.
Cruise.
It always kind of meets in. And I kind of thought, okay, if we did that, she would do it.
And she can't ever get over it.
I mean, they're leaving tomorrow for, a good long while, and they will be driving. That's just the way it's been for now. What are we talking about? 40 plus years. I don't know. I mean, I can't. I've had some buddies who've had some situations on flights where they are really reluctant to fly. I haven't experienced that, but I'm sure it's pretty traumatic.
Some people have trouble getting over phobias. I know. Until next door to me, when I was living in West Point Apartments.
Some guy give you a bogus weather forecast?
No, my next door neighbors were pilots for TWA. And we were talking one day. I said, I am just so afraid of turbulence, even a little bit of turbulence, because I was in a flight one time where they went through a storm from Kansas City to St. Louis. And I mean, this plane, I thought it was going down 3 times. I mean, it was all over the place. I'm like, oh my God. And it would like drop. I said, so if I have to fly, I do. But for the whole flight, my anxiety's through the roof, this whole entire flight. If the pilot says, we may have some turbulence when we get through, oh no. And she goes, don't worry about it. She goes, there's no turbulence that's going to bring a plane down. And she said, to be honest, we like it. It's like a roller coaster for us up there in the front. We're driving through it, and it's kind of going up and down. He said, we love it. So when I heard that, I said, well, the pilots are enjoying turbulence. So then I just kind of forgot about it after that.
They enjoy it.
They said it's fun for them. They said, we know we're not going down. It's just it's like going through a roller coaster.
What if they had wind shear?
Well, you can't see a wind shear, so it's not turbulence. A wind shear is like going through a tornado. But they said we could hit 60, 70 mile an hour winds and the plane's not going down.
And yet it's many times safer than driving a car across country.
Yeah, there's very few airplane accidents because of turbulence or wind shears. It's usually mechanical or something else.
There's not been a commercial airline crash in the U.S. in more than 10 years.
Yeah. So that's just, I had a phobia for flying because I was frightened every time there was going to be turbulence. But when I talked to the pilots, I don't care anymore.
Okay.
There's a little story for you, Henshin.
Yeah.
Go ahead and critique it.
So, Tim, send your mom over to the pilot's apartment.
Yeah. Tell your mom that, hey,
They love it.
The pilots say it's fine. There's not going to be a bomb scare on there.
When the plane's out of control, the pirates love it.
Here we go. Me. Guess what? Plowsy did talk about his stomach issue, but Iggy cut off the story with something about himself. And I'm serious. That is actually what happened. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood, Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year. I don't recall it. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Couldn't,
But
I
Steve
couldn't
knows.
confirm.
By the way, I was coming into work today. Steve always
Another
bitches.
little story.
No, it's about
Here
Steve
we
since he
He's
texted in.
Okay.
It's not about me per se.
No.
But he always talks about he's upset because he knew that he was going to shoot 100, 105, and he didn't give me any strokes. I was in this morning, and they had, I don't even know what segment it was. I guess we were critiquing one of my match play.
Of course.
You say
Why wouldn't we?
Well, I was. But Steve texted in. This is after I'd already beaten somebody for $200. And Steve said, I shoot about 100 to 105. I'll play you. I don't even need any strokes. I'll play you straight up. So he made the bet. And then about 5 minutes later in this segment, I said, why would you play me straight up? If you're going to shoot 105, 110, you shouldn't play me straight up. So I offered not to play him straight up. And
Well, that's damning evidence.
Yeah, well, it was on the show this morning on
Doug,
the
did you
replay.
hear the...
That
No, I missed
topic was on the show. I didn't hear that exact part, Iggy. Sorry. But
I didn't remember.
So you
that
offered
was
to give
the second-
Chairman Steve strokes, and he
I said,
declined.
why are we playing straight up?
Wow.
So I asked him, why are we playing straight up? So you're the one that said, let's play straight up. I'm not the one that took advantage of you. That's neither here nor there. That's Anyway, that was on this morning on my way into work.
You win again. Okay. I forgot where we were before
done.
that.
We were talking about our sales
I
meeting
was talking about the
yesterday.
meeting. Well, I mean,
that's
the
right.
meeting's a meeting, but I'm talking about that they had the fun facts, and that for real, I didn't know most of it. I knew of course, the Walter Payton story is one of the greatest stories I've heard on this show, but I didn't know about the Plowhawk stomach thing, and I didn't know about Jackson auditioning for this film.
Yeah.
And I thought his poker one was about you.
The poker one. I don't know if that was thought. That was well played. I mean, that was.
She said it was going to be a game.
Yeah.
Boomer Grigsby.
That was well played, because
I
I
think
bet,
he
I
does
bet
play-by-play
everybody
for
got
ISU.
that wrong, and they were getting, I don't know, they got an Amazon, whoever won got an Amazon gift card. So there was a lot of anger when the Plowhawk raised his hand and said that was me, and I tipped my cap. I think I doffed my cap.
I
Actually.
believe you did doff it.
Yeah,
I think we did give a guess for Tim a half a point, though.
yeah, because I probably have played against a former NFL player, but that's not like an organized thing. That's just at a World Series of Poker event. Totally different thing than like being a buddy with an NFL player. You know.
He was a good dude. Just missed a
Boomer
pension by, I
Grigsby.
think, 3 or 4 games, which is disappointing.
I looked him up. He first year he made $1 million with his signing bonus for a 3-year contract. So he made $1 million, and he signed with Houston, signed a contract. So not a lot of money, but he was a starter.
He was an undersized linebacker, so they moved him to fullback. What great about his story was the first year of Hard Knocks when he was drafted by Kansas City. I do believe Kansas City had one of the first Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And that's the first time, that was
Brody
before-
Croyle.
Yeah, that was before social media, so getting that inside the locker room and practicing, those are big time footage. And he was kind of he was a rookie. He was very popular, so he would go on hunting trips with Sydney Wells, who Barstool's outdoors person. Her dad would take trips with Boomer Grigsby, Tony Gonzalez, and Larry Johnson, and so he got in big with the really big, high-priced players.
He was the leading
So that was good
tackler
for
on
him.
their special teams the first couple of years.
Done
Yeah.
special teams.
Missed his pension by 3
Don't forget
games.
about the special
Disappointing.
teams.
But he does, I think, play-by-play for Illinois State
Oh, does
football, and he was the NCAA's all-time leading tackler. I do believe still stands today from Canton, Illinois.
How about that? James Carlton, I think, is also a leading tackler. He'll tackle your insurance issues, Doug, and that's why I switched to him 5 years ago. Couldn't be happier. So glad that I did. And I love that so many of our audience members have made the switch as well, because now you are in a better place working with truly one of the best, and that's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. He's online at carltoninsurance.net. And you can call him at 314-961-4800. He's James Carlton. He's the Plowhawks insurance agent. He's my insurance agent. I would love for him to become yours as well. 353 5-star reviews for James Carlton and his team, and all of the same theme. Never experienced customer service from an insurance agency like the one that we experienced from James Carlton and his staff at the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves. 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton. State Farm. Doug, tell us who our title sponsor is.
Brown and Crouppen, they can tackle some issues of their own, too. Any kind of potential injury case you might have. If you feel you've been injured due to the negligence of someone else, you know who to call. That would be Brown and Crouppen. Fantastic people. Ed Herman was in here just yesterday dispensing his personal brand of wisdom and knowledge that we all enjoy so much. Love it when Ed comes in, or Andy Crouppen, or Terry Crouppen, any of them. Just fantastic guys that you've gotten to know a little bit. And the more you know them, the more you get to know them, the more you like these guys. They've been around in St. Louis a long time now. The company founded in 1979. They certainly know their way around the local courts. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges. They know the whole court system, the way it works around here. They are the guys you want on your side. Big part of the community. They value that. They're involved in many charities around town, everything from Annie Malone and Sister Strut to Stray Rescue. They treat their clients and employees like gold. They've been voted one of the best workplaces for years in St. Louis. Brown and Crouppen realizes that happy employees are the key to providing the best client experience. And they'll give you a great experience. If you need them, they'll give you a free evaluation. They work on a contingency basis, no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, They don't get paid. They've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. They are the ones you want on your side. If you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, call them. I'll give that number now.
Do it!
314-222-2222. You know you've been around a long time when you get that kind of phone number. 314-222-2222. Or you go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure you let them know you heard it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
If you're dealing with low energy, low motivation, then that can be a symptom of low testosterone, just like weight gain or muscle loss. If you're tired all the time, feeling anxious, feeling moody, these are symptoms of low testosterone. Now, that doesn't mean that it is low testosterone, but you can get checked to find out. And you go to lowtusa.com to do so and work with Mentality, a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. It does not matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. And even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at. Come get checked with Mentality. Just go to lowtusa.com. Compete at work and at sports like you did years ago with Mentality's help at lowtusa.com. It is Wednesday, and we are on the eve of the Waste Management in Scottsdale, and that means KG in O-Town, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, and Kenneth Iggy Strode have their picks ready for the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. That is coming your way. Iggy, you won last week, right?
I did pretty handily, and I cashed, so.
Man, that was so cocky. I love it. He did destroy Doug.
Always humble.
So that is...
we've cashed almost every week except for one.
Well,
I think
profit
somebody's
season.
cashed. Either you or I have cashed all but 1 week. So
Well, that's far from profit season.
It's far from profit season.
we're
Okay,
not
got bad
losing money.
information.
We're not losing money.
Well, then
No,
it would
we're
be
not.
profit season.
We are losing money. I mean,
Okay.
We've lost money 1 week, except when KG plays, we lose.
Doug, we need an auditor.
3
Who do we
times.
want to call in? Price Waterhouse, you think?
Well, I would say Mark Milton, but I guess just about anybody could add up the simple figures we're talking about, though.
Can knock this out during the break.
I know KG's playing, but does he have a team in the as far as the money?
yeah.
So we could lose more money with KG in there.
Or win more.
Or win more, yeah.
KG made money
I
his
think it's
first
better
week.
to have him in it.
He made
To win
money
more
his first.
All right, well, if he made money, then we've cashed every week so far.
We've broken even at least every other. Not Farmers Insurance. We lost. We lost the.
Torrey Pines got us.
We lost the farm.
That hurts when a couple guys get to do research even. Figure out who should win, who should play well. And
Well, I
still
do
we lose
research, and
money.
I've beaten you every year so far.
No, you haven't. Not every
There
year.
you go.
You absolutely have not.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
We're not going to argue.
No, okay, good.
Well, either way, that segment is coming up on the other side of the break. Wonderful audio, and then somebody has sent me a link to an argument going on between KMOV reporters and Post-Dispatch reporters.
Pretty
Is
good.
anybody familiar with this?
Pretty good. I just clicked on it.
Yeah.
Loving it right now.
I wasn't aware. Were you aware of it when the guy texted it in?
Nope.
Yeah, that's it. So I was. So yeah, this is.
What are they arguing about?
It's
Well, Doug,
fun.
that's the teams.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how we're going
I
to get
don't- yeah.
honorable mention on this show next
Okay.
year.
I heard of Radio Wars. You ever heard of TV newspaper war?
I'm not familiar with TV newspaper
Wars?
wars, but that's what we got going on. So we'll have that
Okay.
for you coming up. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today at 9:45. And now you probably have already heard the promos. Honorable mention. Balloon Party, more commonly known though as honorable mention Tim McKernan.
There's your lead.
Did he not
Coming
even
your
say
way.
show? Is it just your name?
Just my name.
That's actually probably worse. He just wrote it in there last minute right before hitting send.
It comes your way at 10 o'clock, and that's a wide berth Wednesday today, right? I think it is.
That means you got nothing again.
And then
Far from
Jackson, it's kind of something I noticed him kind of grumbling about it around the hallway. He's not going to be on Balloon Party the next 7 shows while I'm out. And I kind of noticed he was being a little pissy about that. You catch that, Doug? He looked
Yeah,
pissy.
I heard it in his voice.
Yeah, I'm madder than a hornet.
Yeah, see right there.
First a movie snub, and now this.
Right. Yeah, Vince Vaughn, Paul Giamatti, and now this. Josh Innes and Marshy Marsh and the Playful Posse will be filling in while I'm vacationing in the Hamptons. And back on, Doug, when am I back on? The 19th?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the 19th. Anyway, there you go. So that's what we got coming up for you. This is The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Do you love Stevie Nicks?
When I interviewed Stevie Nicks back in '94, I think.
Like the way Iggy loves Stevie Nicks?
And I asked her about writing songs.
Do you think and talk about her incessantly?
A lot of your songs, I'll listen to them, and I'll say, I want to pretend that you're singing that to me.
And you want to see her for free? Stevie Nicks, live in concert, May 7th at Enterprise Center.
When I interviewed Stevie Nicks...
Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., but you could get them for free. The only catch is you got to sit with Iggy. I mean, you get to sit with Iggy. Enter code word Iggy on your TMA app for a chance to win. Find out more at tmastl.com.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
Stevie Nicks. One special night, May 7th, Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Don't miss Stevie Nicks, live at Enterprise Center.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there, all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to tmastl.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
This is wide receiver Luther Burden III. Come support NIL and get a quote from my friend James Carlton.
Thanks, Luther. That's right. For every quote you mention, Luther Burden III will make a donation to NIL on your behalf. Getting a quote is easy. Just go online at carltoninsurance.net. Call or text 314-961-4800. If you have drivers under the age of 25, if you're seeing rising rates, give us a call or text us 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Let's keep the momentum going.
TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially. Saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Yeah, that Plowboy's an interesting dude, but he loves animals, and he wants to help adoptable dogs find homes. With TMA listeners, catch Plowsy live on the TMA socials each week, highlighting a dog up for adoption from Open Door Animal Sanctuary in House Springs, St. Charles County Pet Adoption Center, and All Paws Safe Haven. Plowsy's Pup of the Week, brought to you by Chow Chow on the Hill. Everything you need to keep your pet's tail wagging. Find out more at tmastl.com.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After
On KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
It's pretty sick, I guess.
On YouTube, me and Doug just sat here because they couldn't hear the music.
I was in there filleting this banana.
Oh, gosh.
I got. This is as far as I got, and then my uvula cut it off.
That was the first episode of The Changing Station.
Don't ever take food into the restroom. Ever.
No, I was in
Ever.
the conference room. That's where I go. It's like my space. It's my hideout. If anybody ever's ever wondering where I am during commercial breaks, that's where I am. Conference room.
And that's what you're doing, is you're playing with bananas?
Deep throating, I prefer to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Strode returns to the program. It's brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. It's the morning after, and there's a buzz in the air because the Munganass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown is here. What a week it is, and now it's off to Scottsdale.
Now it's on to Carnoustie. They haven't played in Carnoustie in years.
Who won in Carnoustie? Shane Lowry won in the Republic. Or was that in the North? I don't recognize the North.
Is it still in the Roto?
Carnoustie?
Yeah.
I think it is. Doug, is it still in the Roto?
I don't know if it's in the Roto.
They played the Open Championship at Carnoustie. It was 2018. Does anyone want to guess the winner?
Can we have initials?
Molinari, I already got it.
Yeah, Molinari is the... And then before that...
Once I got back into golf in 2016, I could probably name major winners. It is 75%.
So 18, 25, they play Carnoustie?
I don't know.
Doug,
I just like saying Carnoustie. I don't really care about Carnoustie. I just like to say it.
It's a fun course to watch.
Oh, gosh.
Iggy, the next time they'll have it...
Watch me finish off this banana with my uvula.
Nice mouth, Tim.
I had to do something because I know this isn't going to get his honorable mention. I just know it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious if it's still in the Roto.
Okay, we don't... Stop saying Roto.
That's what they call it.
That's not what we say.
All right, Doug.
We don't care about Carnoustie. We just like to say the word Carnoustie. And now it's on to Carnoustie. That's it.
Tim, now that you are an honorable mention award winner, how are we supposed to keep our ladies off of you, as well as all of the newfound moisture? Congrats on all of the upcoming anal. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack, but
Scott.
Not his wife. I wonder if I rolled up to Napoli tonight, if there'd be a little buzz now that I'm honorable mention.
You have your own table.
Yeah.
I think so.
Limo drop you off right by the patio there.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start a brio.
And when you get in a limo, you wait till someone opens the door for you, don't you?
Oh, God, yeah. But that just comes with St. Louis U High's diploma. Iggy, how do you like your team?
I'd have liked it better if Shoffley wouldn't have dropped out.
Well, then pick someone else.
Well, I did. I did, but I really liked him this week. Doug, it's a tough week because it's a Bombers course.
Okay.
It's also a course where a non-bomber can win.
Yes, Bombers.
So there's really no advantage. Bombers have won, and
Isn't there always an advantage to hit it farther if you can keep it straight?
yeah, but there's a lot of trouble out there when like 17 is a drivable par 4.
Oh, Sahith Thagala, Doug. What year was that? 21?
Yeah,
Right in the water.
22?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Oh, it was a great ball.
Okay, well
Just a
then
bad
don't
break.
hit it so far.
So it's a shot maker's course, and it could be a bomber's
It's a
course.
shot maker's
There's
course.
seven- there's
what
seven-
a load of
There's 7
word
holes in the
salad that is. It's a shot maker's course.
There's 7.
Stop it!
There's 7 holes between 8 and 15. They're all birdies. They got to probably shoot 20 under to win.
It's a shot maker's course. I never heard such mindless babble in my life.
So what I'm looking for is a guy who can win. And
That's a good one. I'm looking for a guy who can win.
And guys that'll just make the cut. So out of my 6 players, they have made 44 of 45 cuts.
Okay.
Only 1 missed cut.
Stop it. Who did you pick?
Starting at 71. He has not missed a cut. He has played well even in the fall swing into this year. He's played well. I'm going with Luke List at 7,100.
Luke List, 6 ships.
71.
Played him last week and didn't.
It's a
2 weeks ago,
shot
didn't really
maker's course.
have a good weekend.
Oh, I just hope I can get a shot maker. Aaron Rye.
Oh, I like Aaron Rye. Do you have a problem with the fact that he wears 2 gloves, though? Because I do that sometimes, and people make fun of me.
No, I do
Talk
it.
about me being small.
You did it 2 years in a row when I played in the club championship with you because it was 100 degrees every day and you had the 2 gloves on.
Yeah.
And you lost one and had to go in the pro shop buy another one.
I like 2 gloves, too.
Yeah. Tommy 2
2 gloves, Tommy Tink Blaney. Somehow this Gainey's still playing on the tour. I don't know how.
Doug, you picked Tommy Gainey.
I didn't. I picked Rye.
What about KG in O-Town? Who does he have?
KG in O-Town's first pick, Tim, is going to be Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson.
Okay. Are you picking these for him?
No, he sent it to me.
Oh, okay. Because it sounded like you hesitated there for a minute.
I had to pull up his text. I got a lot. Got a lot of screens over here, baby.
All right. How many
Yeah, this Wide Berth Wednesday doesn't just show up on its own, ho.
That's right. Nailed it, Tim. That's why we're honorable mention.
Exactly.
Number 23 on Barrett, number 1 in your heart.
Amen.
And Doug, I'm looking for a guy.
That'll wrap that up.
Looking for guys that have played well the last 8 or 9 weeks that I can get for a low salary. Just looking for him to make the cut and maybe make a run on the weekend.
Sure.
Brendan Todd.
Okay. Todd. Great analysis.
Remember Todd Fukujima?
No. Brian Harmon.
Well, I got him too, so I'll let you change if you want.
I'll let you change if you want.
No, I'm keeping him.
Okay, but I should change?
No, I'm giving you the option. You can change if you want because I have him.
Well, we'll see. I don't have number figures on
It gives
these
us a
guys.
better chance of 2 cashing if you have a different team than me.
KG in O-Town is Matt Kuchar.
Kuchar.
Oh, he's going with these over 40 guys.
Matt Kuchar.
Champions Tour he's playing.
Cardinals starting rotation.
So you're going to keep Harmon?
Well, we'll see, probably.
All right. Coming in at 7,800, Brian Harmon.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
You stole my pick. I had it, you liked it, so you stole it.
Well, I put this together last night, Doug.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just picking
I don't know
players
what-
I'm looking
I don't know
here.
what you put together. I don't see it.
Well, I do. That's how do you think I stay under 50,000?
I think that you probably cheat off me.
Yeah.
Cameron Young.
Cameron Young's let his hair grow out. What do you think?
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Nice show prep.
Hasn't done much with his new caddy.
Yeah, I think he should have taken that
God,
live.
it's the caddy's fault.
Him and Zalatoris should have taken that live money.
Coming in at 8,000. I was going back and forth on this pick and 3 or 4 other guys, but just because I like his wife on Instagram, I'm going with Adam Hadwin.
Adam.
That's wild. KG in O-Town, JT Poston.
Oh,
Postman, best putter.
He can't putt, right?
yeah, he's a great putter.
Oh, okay.
I think he's had 4 straight top 15s this year so far.
Okay, let's see. Reach in there, grab one with my eyes. Turn the other way. Who did I get? Oh, Robbie Shelton.
Bob Shelton?
It says Robbie.
Good luck with that one.
That might be a tough pick. That
Well,
might have
we
just
don't know.
ended your team right there.
You know, you don't know.
You never know.
Think about that.
That's what this is all about. It's what this is all proving. You never know.
KG at Adam Scott.
Another guy over 40.
Okay. Now let's get some long-winded explanation of who you picked, why you picked him.
And Harmon's got to be close to 40 too. No long-winded. This is a tough pick. I was going back between him and Ricky Fowler. I went with Sam Burns.
Okay.
I had Spieth in there, and I took him out and put Burns in.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Who we got? Daniel Berger.
Daniel Berger, a high ceiling play for a guy who hasn't played much because of injury, but made his debut a couple of weeks ago, Doug, and we know he's one of the best in the world when healthy. Should be fun to watch.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking when I picked
Shaking the rust off. He hadn't played in about a year.
KJ has Spieth.
Okay.
He's under 40. And Doug, a guy I think he's going to win this week. I mean, he's had a bounce back ever since he was picked for the Ryder Cup, kind of like Adam Scott back in 2005. He had a terrible year and a half. He was picked for the Ryder Cup, and he had 4 straight great years. He is.
Who is it?
He's only been outside of the top 5 once in his last 5 weeks.
This is long-winded.
He's going to win this week. I think you can get him for plus
Give
800.
us the name.
Justin Thomas.
Okay.
Justin Thomas. I would imagine a lot of people will be on Justin Thomas.
He's going to be chalky as hell.
Oh, I shake that
Can you
up.
get Justin Thomas and Scotty Scheffler in a lineup? Can you afford it?
Oh, me, I could probably afford any. I could afford it.
Doug can afford any.
Lucas Glover.
Including Lucas Glover.
Yeah.
Okay.
KG rounds it out with JT as well.
Now you can drop Harmon if you'd like and pick anybody you want. That was Jamie's.
You can drop any of your players.
I'm just telling you. No, I can't drop them. I already put my team in.
Okay.
But Jamie changed it that if you're under the last 2 picks, you can make without picking. You can drop Harmon and pick anybody you want.
All right, I'll pick one. But if I don't like him, I'll keep Harmon.
We can just take Scheffler, put him in there.
You can you can drop Harmon and take Scheffler if you like.
Because you were leaving $4,500 in the
I wouldn't if I were you, because nobody has won a same tournament 3 times in a row since Steve Stricker like 8 years ago.
But you're not me, so I'll take Scheffler.
So you're dropping Harmon and taking Scheffler.
Mm.
Yeah.
And did you pick Scheffler because he's a ball striker?
Yeah, this is a ball striker's course, from what I'm told.
No, you picked him because he's the highest priced player.
Nonsense,
Probably one of
that
the
is.
lowest owned percentage player, too. That's a sneaky play.
The ball striker's
He's not going to win this
course.
week, so.
Are there some courses that aren't ball strikers courses? Boy, you sure don't want to hit the ball very well on this course.
Back in the day, last year the average drive on tour was 300 yards. Average for every player in the PGA, 300 yards. So back in the day, if you get hit at 340 in the rough, it was no problem. Those guys had an advantage because they're just hitting wedges, gap wedges after their drive.
Okay.
Guys
But that didn't answer the question. Are there any courses where it pays to not hit the ball well?
Yes. No, not
There
well.
are.
No.
There are courses.
Hit the ball straight. How many times do you watch a golf tournament and says he's one of the best ball strikers on tour? I don't just make this up.
But it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
It's like saying a good hitter. He's a good ball hitter. Boy, this is a stadium where it really pays to be a good ball hitter.
If there are narrow,
they all are.
If there are courses that are fairly long and you're going to have mid-irons coming into greens, you look for Corey Connors because he is the best mid-iron player on the tour. So you play him. There's guys that are a little wild with their mid-irons, not Corey Connors. So you look for Corey Connors on holes where you're going to have 150, 175, 190 in on your second shot.
I don't mind that sort of analysis. What I'm saying is words like ball striking and shot sculpting.
Well,
that's word salad. That's trying to make you sound smarter than you really are. By listen to my analysis. Look at the words I've come up with. That's all that is.
Well, there's a stat for ball striking.
And what would that be? Because it's a rather broad term.
You're able to hit it straight with a lot of
ball
power.
Ball striking.
Text in your thoughts on ball striking. Jeff Lottman, text inbox, JEFFLOTTMANN.com, Compass Realty, 314-881-TMA5. That is how you can text and call in, 636-9004-TMA. An email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies will be in at 9 o'clock because Jeremy Rutherford will join us. Coming up 9 o'clock, Blues, Blackhawks, Winter Classic, Wrigley Field. How do you do? JR taking your 2-part questions in the Jeff Lottman text inbox at 9 o'clock. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling, 9:45. Email the day, 9:45. And Jackson and I go down the hallway. We will be fine. We will be fine.
Well, it's a big day with coming off your honorable mention.
Absolutely. And we have a Wide Berth Wednesday, so that's huge. And then QFTA, send your emails in, questions from the audience. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Send them in, and we'll talk about damn near anything. And I don't know if there's anything we wouldn't talk about now that I think about it. Hell, send something in. Maybe we won't talk about it. Maybe you can put me to the test. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. That'll be on YouTube and then on the Tim McKernan Show podcast feed. YouTube live at about 11:20. And, Doug, I think that's what's going to take care of our captain's log.
Okay, it's a nice log.
Here's what's going on with the TV station newspaper wars that was sent in. Plowhawk, you have observed this?
I looked at the thread, yes.
Okay. Gentleman by the name of David Carson, who is a St. Louis Post-Dispatch photographer, tweeted out, and he has a pretty big following, he has like 23,000 Twitter followers, tweeted out, "This is rich. KMOV moves their offices out of downtown St. Louis and flees to St. Louis County for their new studio. But now they're filming a promo piece for the station in downtown St. Louis. Also nice, they had people's cars towed from the street to do the shoot, builds viewership." He goes on to say they should gone for broke and shut down Market Street in front of KSDK to film the promo. Maybe then they could have put their old building in the background of the shoot, to show where they left. Chris Nagus, is he still at KMOV?
No.
He's not?
No.
Okay.
He's a consultant for the other stations that owned by the same ownership.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, God bless. He used to work at KMOV, though. He writes, "Just to clarify, how does KMOV have the authority to tow cars? I'm assuming this is a permitted situation. A TV station can't tow. I understand you're upset about them leaving for the county, but they still cover the city. Same as Fox 2. KSDK is still downtown, but they cover the county." David Carson responds, "The city towed the cars for KMOV to do their promotion shoot. I photographed the no parking sign. Sure, they can cover city, but to leave the city and then come back downtown for your promo shoot, that irony is worth pointing out."
Okay. That's the end of it?
That's it.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like it wets your whistle.
No, it doesn't seem like a real big controversy to me.
Los Lonely Boys sent it in.
Yeah, okay.
No parking by order of the City of St. Louis Director of Streets from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That is the shot that David Carson took so KMOV could film the promo.
I'm kind of surprised that they would tow a car for a TV station like that.
Well, I mean, it's not about necessarily the TV station. It's about, I guess, what you could be surprised by is that the city granted them that authority.
They would let them do that.
Right.
I don't think it would be that hard to find it actually happening somewhere and just video it there while it really happened. Could take a while, I guess, to find it.
I mean, well, like stations that are in the city can go do stories in the county.
Right. And do promos out there.
I don't know if I understand.
They're probably getting at that they were doing something negative about, look at all the horrible things happening in the city.
All I'd say is they were there for a while in the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I felt like that's enough. If they eventually wanted to leave, so be it. But they were how long you got downtown? For its entirety?
In the city, since the city itself, probably since the 50s, and downtown since the 70s.
So you guys did about 60 some odd years in the city. I think that's good enough to.
Well,
you want to live the county, go to the.
You have employees robbed at gunpoint, and you have bullets go. Oh yeah, bullets go through your windows, and
I didn't know
cars regularly broken into, and bricks thrown through the windows of your news vehicles as they're parked in the street out front. Yeah, it tends to make you think, maybe there's a safer place for us and our employees.
Safer, and it's centrally located. I mean, not every story's downtown. You're centrally located. You got to go west, got to go east. You're in the middle.
Yeah. It was a great place for sports, though.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to walk to Busch Stadium and walk to the Dome and almost walk to Enterprise Center. Close. You could if you had to. But it was great to be able to walk over there to Busch Stadium real quick.
Yeah, that was the best. Let me read. Stephen Wildwood with this report. Breaking news. The Post-Dispatch and KMOV are currently fighting Anchorman style on the Arch grounds. I can see it from my window. Bet KMOV wishes they still had Savard about now. From Chairman Steve in Wildwood. So there is a scrap going on.
I don't think it's come to fisticuffs yet.
You don't think L.A. closes streets for filming movies? Dumb story!
Movies, yeah. But
That's from
Todd Reesing, and you're playing him in the Fan Page Club Championship?
No. This is a local news promo. If you tow a single car for that, it's a complete waste of city funds and city. That's not what they're there for.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have paid to have that done. I don't think the city would do that for them just as a gift.
No.
Andy in St. Peter says it probably wasn't even a local decision for KMOV to move. I'm guessing it was a corporate decision.
Oh, yeah, sure.
From whatever huge conglomerate owns the station. That's from Andy, and he's in St. Peter.
With local input, I'm sure.
Yeah, I love the city, but I don't hate anybody who goes to the county for it. It's disappointing to see because you want the city to thrive, but you at the same time you understand maybe why the exit happened.
Yeah. And if you're a business worth hundreds of millions of dollars and you're paying a 1% earnings tax,
I was just about to mention that.
Or you could move out and pay none of that. It's a big nut. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner.
Todd Reesing thinks he is playing you, I guess he says. So we're not playing in the Fan Page Championship
Yeah,
game?
I did. I don't know if we've gotten confirmation or if he was a golfer, so I didn't want
you put the bracket together.
I didn't put any bracket.
I didn't want to put words into the guy's mouth and give him, no option. I want to make sure if he does want to play, I'm all for it.
Nice.
But,
That'll be a great showdown. Is he a good player?
I have no idea. I didn't know he played golf. That's why I wasn't sure if he was going to compete.
Well, you were initially trying to get Big Ol' Fan.
Big Ol' Fan has denied and isn't a golfer, which I respect. At least he was honest. And
what's the date of that?
Doug, is it April 28th, you said?
I don't know. The dates
April 28th, I think. Last Sunday in April, whatever that is.
I just got to figure when I need to start warming up, start getting out and playing
April
a little bit,
22nd,
and loosening up.
Iggy gets a club out.
Getting my game back in shape.
Shrimply Pibbles is breaking news. I am a #fan with sources. I like that.
Okay.
God.
And my friends at KMOV are texting equal parts laughing and annoyed. This is the most St. Louis story ever. That's from Shrimply Pibbles.
We really do just, every entity hates every other entity that is in St. Louis. Instead of coming together as one, it feels like we have little rivalries.
It is a city in turmoil, to be sure.
What makes you say that?
Everything's falling apart.
Well, the crime went down quite a bit, though. I'll give them
because
that.
the people left. The
Now,
businesses left. The
I get
people
that.
left. That's why there's less crime. There's fewer people to be victims of it.
But I hate that then. The city can never win then, Doug, with the crime rate. When more people come, it's obviously going to increase a little bit. But crime went down in the city by 24%, I think. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
At least shootings.
Yeah.
Which is significant.
But again, I believe it's because there aren't as many people there. There used to be many more thousands of people work downtown, live there, park there, drove around down there, and now there aren't.
It's also winter. There's not as much going on downtown. Cardinal games. It's cold outside. Not as much going on. So there's fewer people milling around downtown.
Yeah, we get more desperate in the winter. Saying.
Even murder's got to stay warm.
Now, that's a quote you can all live by.
The sad reality is you could drive around for an hour or two and see nothing but burned out, bombed, empty, broken down buildings in our city. There are places where I'm sure you've never been that you would go, holy smokes, this is where we live? So you couldn't believe it. It looks like post-war Germany in some parts of our town.
I've said for many years what to do is you try to turn it into South Beach. You have it all lit up. You have lamps and
about the
light posts
ocean
everywhere. You paint some of your buildings yellow and pink and blue and make it look like South Beach.
And you think people would buy that?
Yeah, the most important thing is lighting.
Well, lighting, yeah.
Light that SOB up.
I'm actually with Iggy. I said street lights.
Well,
deter a lot of people.
Yeah. But how about painting the buildings pink and yellow?
Yes. I think the Busch Stadium should be turquoise brick.
Oh.
Just make it look like South Beach. It's not going to be South Beach. You don't have the ocean right there. It's not 90 degrees, but it looks nice. At least make the place look nice.
South Beach now is a bunch of high-rise hotels and nightclubs and things
There's
like that.
still a lot of smaller hotels,
Boutique hotels, Doug.
Boutique hotels, little
handful.
restaurants, things like that, nightclubs. You don't walk to a nightclub and you need a flashlight lit up.
The
Lights
lighting,
everywhere.
the lighting's fine, but to think that we could possibly compare to South Beach is a complete farce.
Just make it look like South Beach. It's not going to be South Beach. Make it look like you want to go in a place. You want to go downtown. It's beautiful down here. Put some fake palm trees up.
Oh, Lord.
Line a street with palm trees. Fake.
What you need is businesses. You need people creating
people will come down
jobs.
if they look like that.
No, they won't. There has to be something to go down there to. Something to do there. Some purpose for being there other than just a fake palm tree on the corner. That doesn't solve any problems.
It'll bring people in. The people that are already down there, do that to your neighborhood. And then, hey, there's any space down there? People will be flocking to buy space down there.
For what reason?
God almighty. Restaurants, bars.
But they're not there.
Record stores.
Are you going to invest in that?
I'm saying if the people that are down there, if they would turn it into some place that would look nice, they may want to come down. Then you have people, hey, it doesn't look that bad. Let's get some space down there. They're turning it around.
Well, we had that 25 or 30 years ago, and what happened? It fell apart. The business could not survive. There wasn't enough business there.
Because it was too dark.
Well, it didn't affect during the day, even lunchtime. The restaurants couldn't make it during the lunch crowd there.
You don't know that.
I do know that. What do you mean I don't know that? I live that.
That's when they opened up Ballpark Village.
Well, that wasn't the only thing that killed the lunch crowd. I mean, there's restaurants all over downtown that went belly up. They didn't have any business.
Because of Ballpark Village.
It wasn't the only reason. It was a reason for the nightlife, for sure.
Reason.
I don't think it was the main reason.
Why weren't they doing business for lunch? Because people were getting killed during the day?
Because businesses have left. People have left. They've bailed out. They've given up.
Well, it's not because of lunch.
Text line.
That's not because of lunch. That was just an offshoot reason, a casualty of it all.
They left because of the crime at night. So we weren't just going to stay open for the day. We'll just serve lunch and stay here. No, they closed because of what was going on at night. That's why their lunches were so bad.
Well,
I'm done.
The businesses left for a lot of reasons. It's the city suffers from horrendous leadership. Horrendous leadership.
Yeah,
and the domino effect has been devastating.
Dog, I think that's where you start and stop is local government.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. When you lose the businesses and you lose all those employees that go down there and you lose the incentive for anyone to live down there and you lose the incentive for someone to open a business down there, everybody flees, just as they have. We've seen it right in front of our eyes.
All right. How come Ballpark Village thrives and where Steve lives in the DeWitt Towers, everything is sold out?
Yeah,
why is that?
It's one little 2-block area.
Why is that, though?
Because it's secure for the most part.
That's right. You make all the other things secure with the lighting and things like that and a few more cops or security guards down there.
But how many
maybe people will come back.
How many more baseball teams can you bring in? That's what it's centered around. It's centered around a baseball franchise. What else are you going to center it around to build up that kind of activity around the area?
Baseball.
You've got one, and that takes care of about 2 city blocks.
You got the Blues, they're close enough.
Yeah, that takes care of about another half a block.
You got soccer, that's close enough.
There's another block. It helped a couple businesses across the street.
I think, and to put a bow on it, I think there's a lot more to do downtown than people give it credit for.
Like?
I mean, they have Top Golf.
You know how many people are going to Top Golf that get built in the city?
The Midtown?
Apparently very few.
That's
Apparently
fine.
It's really struggling.
That's fine, but you still have, the putt-putt place. You still have, the Foundry?
Yeah, they're trying. I'll give the people credit that are trying.
You still got the Fox down there. You still got...
That's not really downtown.
Community. It's close enough.
But it's not downtown. Forest Park is not
spread downtown. Extend downtown.
How? Who's gonna invest that? It doesn't take an architect. It takes business people with business minds.
I don't go down there enough and walk around to see what's going on down there, but
clearly
there's things you can do. Start with lighting and get a painter.
Lighting and a painter will fix it.
And fake palm trees. Put some outdoor cafes out there, just like
Outdoor cafe.
But they've tried to put
like-
cafes down there. They don't work.
just like the West End. There's crime in the West End. They don't stop from going there.
Right? Well, there's still people that live there.
Well, build some more high rises down there.
Would you move downtown?
If I was wealthy and had the money, and it was depending on the price,
Well, you don't have to be wealthy to live
and
downtown.
have secure parking and have a doorman.
You would?
Pink and gray.
Might.
Pop.
Like the mansion house? You'd be interested in living in the mansion house, someplace like that?
I went to a lot of parties at the Mansion House, a lot of blow at the Mansion House, got laid at the Mansion House.
Ugh.
Turn it back into that, and I'll go.
I mean,
Well, it's still there.
Mansion House is about to be 99% occupied here at the end of the week.
It's like a
This
Sorkin-like monologue.
Not a lot of anger for Doug or Iggy. The anger is for me.
Yeah,
Well, you
Tim
didn't even
dead.
Well, I mean, it's not something I'm interested
for
in.
letting
so,
it-
But
no, I'm saying-
how rude would it be if I said, "Hey, I'm not interested in this"?
No,
Stop
I'm saying,
talking
what
about
could they be mad at you about? You haven't said anything.
Well, it's like, I don't like Doug's politics. Tim, what's your problem? I'm like, Doug, contact Doug. Piss off. The hell? Mother effers. Text in your hatred directed towards me for Iggy's opinions at 314-881-TMA5. It's Jeff Lotman, text inbox. And Doug, you got a suspension log, don't you? It looks like
I do. It's sponsored
you
by
didn't
the Illinois
suspend Dotem
Recovery
for
Center.
his French fry picture, because I think that's a great photo shoot. You get two guys a
It is
little older together.
Thanks for the reminder.
The color definition is almost animation.
Dotem has been
So
suspended again, both for 2 days' time and indefinitely. He continues to be a cockleburr in my saddle. And his name is going in the Illinois Recovery Center suspension log for those comments that he made and for the meme that he turned in. He's been suspended and may need recovery. Check out IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com while serving your suspension.
Yeah, Illinois Recovery Center. Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in the strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team is here to support you. Why choose Illinois Recovery Center? Holistic healing approach, expert care and guidance, safe and welcoming environment, tailored programs for lasting recovery, top-notch facility, and accommodation. It's Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Jackson, tell the people about Circa.
I'd be more than happy to, Tim. Big game coming up this weekend, Chiefs and Niners. Everyone's going to want to wager on it, and I suggest heading over to the Circa Sports app. Over there in Illinois, you can sign up. Super easy to do. And then you can bet on the over-under, you can bet on the spread, a little player prop action, whatever you like. But I suggest playing some squares, because everyone who's pulled squares knows the pain of pulling terrible numbers. But with Circa Squares, instead of randomly pulling numbers, choose your square and choose which numbers you get. With a minimum bet of $1 and a max payout of $100,000, it's easier than ever. So download the Circus Sports app and place your Circus Squares bets anywhere in Illinois. For more information, visit circusports.com.
There it is. Place your wager for this weekend's festivities. Valentine's Day is a week from today. Looking for a place to go to take great care of your significant other for Valentine's Day? How about Glenn Betts Jewelers on Manchester? Glenn Betts Jewelers at GLENNBETZ Jewelers.com. About a mile east of the Manchester 270 exit in De Pere. They get to know your likes, your lifestyle, and the things and people you love. At Glenn Betts Jewelers, there you are going to get to know the people who have been working there for years. I'm talking about third and fourth generation of the Betts family. That's Craig and David Betts. Wonderful people, listeners of the program. Glenn Betts Jewelers on Manchester and De Pere. Plenty of parking right behind the building. Check them out online at GlennBettsJewelers.com. That's Glenn Betts Jewelers, official jeweler of TMA. Jackson, tell me about your hair.
Making some moves, man. I had a buddy out in Scottsdale say, "Hey, man, your hair's looking a lot better."
Is that right? Really?
Yeah, I hadn't seen
I thought
him.
that was Sweet Kai.
No, it wasn't Sweet. He knows. He listens, and he knows. But it was someone that doesn't listen to the show, hadn't seen me in a while, and they're like, man, your hair's looking a lot better. I said, thank you. It's courtesy of our friends over at St. Louis Hair Restoration, where if you go over there and you're looking in the mirror saying, I'm not liking where my hairline's at, maybe the crown's getting a little bit thinner, they'll give you a free hair consultation, tell you what is the next best move for you. And then if you do end up doing a hair treatment with them, you mentioned TMA, $250 off. $250 off just by mentioning TMA. And one of those hair treatments might be something like an FUE procedure like Doug got.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
You know what else I got? I got a nice sash, and I'm wearing that now. It says Mayor of Toughtown. This was made for me personally because of the tufts that I am growing. Every now and then I'll see somebody that I don't even know, and they'll walk up and say, nice tufts, guy. And I'll say, well, thank you. You could have similar
tufts, guy? That's what they say.
And they say, yeah, you could have wisp, you could have tufts, you could have anything you want because they can take care of you at St. Louis Hair Restoration like they took care of me. I had a very thin hairline up front. They took some hair from the side and the back of my head, and they moved it up front, and now look at me. The Mayor of Toughtown.
Yeah, you got that sash.
I got the sash.
Thank you, Jeff Ablin.
And I got the hair. Yes, Jeff Ablin supplied that. It is jewel encrusted, which makes me feel special.
He knows all about hair, too.
He does. He's a hair expert, as are the people at St. Louis Hair Restoration, particularly Dr. Polinga, who's fantastic, and the founder, Greg Kreiling, both patients of their own product. They took great care of me. They can take care of you. If your hair has always bothered you, if you're thinking, I never do have a good hair day, I'm doomed to have a bad-looking head of hair for the rest of my life. You don't have to put up with that. There is something you can do about it. It's right here in St. Louis with one of the best in the business in the country. That's Dr. Polinga. He will take absolute great care of you. And again, I keep saying, no, it did not hurt. They numb it up real nice and none of it that I went through hurt at all, if that helps you make a decision. Of course, the website, stlouishairrestoration.com.
There it is. By the way, I just got this email from a listener saying, good morning. I just wanted to shout out Betts Jewelers. I've been buying from them for a few years, and they went above and beyond for my wife. She had a ring from a popular brand break, and after going back and forth with the manufacturer, she decided to take it to Betts to see what they could do. The team at Betts are taking the reins and working with the manufacturer to get a replacement. They have always been amazing to work with. Feel free to share any details. That comes from a gentleman by the name of Andy Brand, who's over at Washington University.
Oh, is he?
I said, our audience is Wash U, mainly.
Most of them, med school or in the graduate program for sure. We don't deal with a lot of undergraduates there.
No, the show's a little too sophisticated for undergrad.
I would say,
yeah. Well, thank you for supporting the sponsors. Andy and Craig and David do a hell of a job at Glenn Betts Jewelers. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. That comes your way at 9:45. Jackson and I will go down the hallway. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's from 10 to 11. It's called Balloon Party. And then we'll have QFTA in here at about 11:20, 11:30, just to hang out in the YouTube channel, youtube.com/TMASTL. And we'll answer any questions you have. You can participate in the chat. And you can also send your emails in, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Questions, comments, any erotic stories would really be a treat for us. So there you go. There's your captain's log. Jeremy Rutherford is going to join us on the other side of the break. He is brought to you by Mark Hanna, who will be joining us in studio. Blues back at it on Saturday, 12 o'clock start against the Buffalo Sabres. We'll talk it over with JR, also the Winter Classic with the Blues heading to Wrigley Field to take on the Blackhawks, who have never won a Winter Classic. Fun fact.
Yeah, 0-4 so far.
We'll talk that over with JR. Your two-part questions are welcome in the Jeff Lotman text inbox. Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty, 314-881-TMA5. And your emails welcome for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobiggs.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Yeah, that Plowboy's an interesting dude, but he loves animals, and he wants to help adoptable dogs find homes. With TMA listeners, catch Plowsy live on the TMA socials each week, highlighting a dog up for adoption from Open Door Animal Sanctuary in House Springs, St. Charles County Pet Adoption Center, and All Paws Safe Haven. Plowsy's Pup of the Week, brought to you by Chow Chow on the Hill. Everything you need to keep your pet's tail wagging. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Stevie Nicks. One special night, May 7th, Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Don't miss Stevie Nicks, live at Enterprise Center.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of Rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially. Saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
No big game celebration is complete without a game of squares. Circa Sports now offers Circa Squares bets. Everyone who has played squares knows the pain of pulling terrible numbers. With Circa Squares, instead of randomly pulling numbers, choose your square and choose which numbers you get. With a minimum bet of $1 and a maximum payout of $100,000, it's easier than ever. Download the Circa Sports app and place your Circa Squares bets anywhere in Illinois. For more information, visit circasports.com.
Do you love Stevie Nicks?
When I interviewed Stevie Nicks back in '94, I think.
Like the way Iggy loves Stevie Nicks?
And I asked her about writing songs.
Do you think and talk about her incessantly?
A lot of your songs, I'll listen to them, and I'll say, I want to pretend that you're singing that to me.
And you want to see her for free? Stevie Nicks, live in concert, May 7th at Enterprise Center.
When I interviewed Stevie Nicks...
Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., but you could get them for free. The only catch is you got to sit with Iggy. I mean, you get to sit with Iggy. Enter code word Iggy on your TMA app for a chance to win. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After. 105.7 HD2.
Yeah, I guess this is the sickest Ween Wednesday in history. Welcome back. It's the Morning After. TMA, presented by Brown and Crouppen. And Doug Vaughn is out. He has decided to leave the show.
He's back!
Business meeting, Tim.
Just got a raise.
I saw Jackson kind of MFing you a little bit.
Yeah, he was. He really let me have it.
He just snapped his finger and pointed at the red light.
Yeah. Get your ass
Get in there, boy.
HD2 studio.
His power's going to his head.
I noticed that. Now that he's got the hair, the girl,
It
he's
does something to
live.
you, yeah.
He's honorable mention from 10 to 11 now. I've noticed that over the last hour, ever since the rankings came out.
I used to walk in and he would come out. He would greet me, a lot of happiness.
Yeah.
Now I've got to go over and pound on the window of his Horton Watkins studio. And he barely gives me a little chin waggle.
He just doesn't care anymore.
Thank you.
Sorry, fellas, I'm the one.
Oh, he's listening. Sorry, Jackson. Didn't mean to offend you, buddy.
Just don't step out of the line again there.
I think maybe he needs to be knocked down a peg.
I agree. Mark Hanna's here, and he's online at evergreenstl.com, and his number is 314-889-0503. And you are the proud sponsor of this gentleman. His name is Jeremy Rutherford, and he joins us every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, online at evergreenstl.com. Good morning, JR.
Morning. Hey, and Mark, Jackson isn't the only guy on this show that will big time you if he gets a chance.
Oh,
Doug, that was
Who else?
Carry on.
cryptic.
Well, I the Blues are off. I got some downtime here, and I went to the Kirkwood rink a couple nights ago to watch Kirkwood and DeSmet, and I'm sitting there in the bleachers, and here comes Doug, and I wave at him and try to flag him down and see if I can chat with him, and just kept walking.
Oh my God!
I didn't see you.
What, your handlers had them blocked?
I suppose security probably had him blind. I didn't see you. Where were you?
Let's step out of the way of this conflict. Carry on, boys.
How could you miss me? I guess that's my question.
Well, I don't know. I sat right there at center ice.
Who won the game?
DeSmet won.
That was DeSmet. DeSmet won, and Tim, I'm supposed to pass something along to you.
Mm-hmm.
The DeSmet kids were wearing the AMDG on the back of their sweaters, and I got to admit, I did not know what it stood for, so I texted the non-ling, and he shot it back and told me, and he said you'd get a kick out of that. So the DeSmet kids beat up on the Kirkwood kids. Doug,
I know they beat them. They had puck luck. 5-2 with an empty netter. And DeSmet's wearing powder blue. What's that? Where are your colors?
Good for you. Yeah, let's not limit it to Missouri's uniforms.
Yes.
And the Cardinal with the red hats.
Come on, DeSmet.
What DeSmet switch their colors?
Well, they were wearing powder blue jerseys.
I think they have a couple, 3 jerseys or so.
Is that good for marketing and recruiting?
Well, you can have all the jersey, but keep it to your colors so we know who you are.
Pioneers are probably just wearing the red and white, Doug. You know who they are, don't you?
On Sunday, right?
They didn't have some of their best players because they were playing on their select teams. Of course, Kirkwood.
Oh, so you're saying DeSmet doesn't have that?
No, I don't think they probably do, no.
What were you asking about on Sunday,
Doug,
Jerry?
are you familiar with the team? I think the Kirkwood team has a goalie named Apple, so the DeSmet kids were chanting Apple, and then they realized that he wasn't there. He was playing for his AAA team, so then the chant became Apple's backup.
Oh, I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Backup.
That's a pretty big diss. I don't know.
But yeah, it would have been nice to talk to Doug is the bottom line there.
No, I wouldn't have anything to do with you, did I? I didn't see yous.
Stop making excuses, Doug. That's from the 314, and they are not happy with you.
Okay, sorry. I didn't see him.
DeSmet has those baby blues for 7-ish years. Maroon, white, yellow, and baby blue. That's from Chunk and the Chuck.
Well, they shouldn't.
Well, if you're going to combine blue, white, and yellow, make sure you do it with pink or city red. DeSmet has, the non-ling. The non-ling was like a El Capitan, I think, of DeSmet.
He was?
You know that? Yeah.
No. I did not know that.
His skills.
Yeah,
He must have been good.
I know. That non-ling.
He didn't ride the pine as the third-line left winger from Melville.
Was that your responsibility?
It was.
Was that you, Mark?
I watched a lot of hockey and did not see a lot of ice.
You rode Pine Pony?
Oh, big time. Big time. I wasn't good.
How was the Melville squad?
Not good.
Oh, no.
No. We told a lot of stories, watching a lot of losses, and wishing that we were good enough to be on the second
line. JR, what do you think about the Winter Classic announcement?
How about that, boys? That's something. I know it's lost its luster a little bit. If you talk to the league or you talk to Gary Bettman, they'll tell you, hey, maybe around the league in terms of big picture fans watching other teams play in the Winter Classic, but for each market, it still seems to be a big deal. I know, even though Seattle and Vegas had 1.1 million viewers this year, which was the lowest maybe ever. I think the people in Seattle really appreciated it and had a good time. And in St. Louis, you go back to that 2017 against the Blackhawks, couldn't really have scripted it any better. I remember talking to one of the league executives after the game, and they said what a great job St. Louis did. So now we'll get a chance to go to Wrigley Field. And I do have a question. My mom, when I got married, she bought me a Cardinal jersey. My wife and I each a Cardinal jersey, and she put our last names on the back of it. And so I wore it to Wrigley Field for a Cardinals-Cubs game. And let me give you guys one bit of advice. If you're going to wear a Cardinals jersey to Wrigley Field, you might not want to interact with the faithful there. A guy said, Rutherford, who's Rutherford? Who's Rutherford? And I told him he was an all-star in the 1960s, and then this guy proceeded to tell me what he thought about me and the Cardinals. So rough go. So should I wear the jersey up there for that?
Rub their noses in it.
Yeah, send a message. 71 wins last year.
Yeah, that sends a message.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and wear the jersey.
Yeah, but they loaded up on the pitching this year, so.
Oh, I don't get the Plowhawk going.
Great. Everything great.
Hey, the Nonling and I were texting about the Winter Classic yesterday. He said he was curious on your opinion on the thought process. It's not like the Blues are a powerhouse market in the NHL. But the ones the Blues have been involved in so far have been considered successes. I know the Blackhawks and Red Wings have played before. I don't know who else they've played. I just know they've never beaten anybody in the Winter Classic. What are your thoughts on the fact that they chose the Blues and the two teams have played before?
Yeah, it's a bit surprising. I mean, you look at the initial announcement that the Hawks are going to host, and you can understand that, right? That Bedard's going to be the main attraction there, and that's where they're going to get their viewers. But then who are the Hawks going to play? I think the Blues have had, as you mentioned, a lot of success. And the Blues, St. Louis in particular, does great numbers-wise. You look at the Stanley Cup numbers every year. It's the Buffaloes, the Pittsburghs, the St. Louises, and then whoever else is playing. And kind of same with this Winter Classic. So I think the league has a very high opinion of St. Louis and its fan base. And, I think no doubt it'll sell out, and Chicago fans wouldn't have a problem doing that, especially with probably what will be limited seating. But St. Louis will show up and make that trip and make that place look really good. So, even though the Blues are in the retool and might not have a lot of star names next year, I think that, it's a good opponent and it's going to be good for TV.
Trades are starting to happen a little bit. Any take on what's happened? I saw that there was one with Winnipeg, one with Vancouver. Any take on what's been going on in the trade market thus far?
Yeah, Mark. So it's gotten started a little bit early. I think the Blues have 14 games left before that March 8th trade deadline. It's coming up, and some teams, you touched on Winnipeg making a deal, Vancouver making a deal. I think those teams really helped themselves, especially Vancouver getting Lindholm from Calgary. And then you're probably going to see some other teams pick it up as we get closer to this thing. It used to be a lot on trade deadline day, and now it just seems, even with the Blues' Doug Armstrong last year moving Tarasenko and Ryan O'Reilly well before the trade deadline, it seems to be the trend when GMs find their deal and find the compensation that they want to get, they go ahead and get things done as opposed to waiting. So, we anticipate perhaps some moves with the Blues. Doug Armstrong did say recently, though, that if they stay in the same position where they're in a playoff spot, they could just stand pat. And so you wonder about guys like Marco Scandella, Oscar Sundqvist, another guy being an unrestricted free agent. Would they move those guys, or would they keep them for what they hope could be qualifying for the playoffs?
We welcome people to text in their two-part questions for JR. 314. Yeah, two parts is what Doug requests. So
no, I don't.
They follow suit. 314-881-TMA5. Jeff Lottman, Compass Realty. Text inbox. JR, please tell me how big Dan Heino's hog is?
Oh, hey, come on. Come on.
He's just talking about pork.
Yeah, also, do you think it's lazy or romantic that after pasta night, my wife and I just touch ourselves in the same room? That's from
Those
Kyle
are hockey
Buzz.
questions.
Dan Heinold.
Wait, he hasn't played in years.
What if they're watching a hockey game?
Right. Think about that.
Yeah. You guys remember Dan Heinold? I don't know if they married or he was going out with her. Was Jenny McCarthy's sister, Amy McCarthy?
Oh, I remember something about that. Yeah. That's while he was with the Blues, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think he has a Denver Broncos cheerleader. I'm sure Dan Heinold. Who am I kidding here? I'm going to start listing them.
I like it.
Yeah, why would they pick him of all people?
Because the hog size. That was the question.
Yeah. Then the other part of the two-parter, after pasta, all bets are off. I just go into a coma after pasta.
You do?
Yeah, call her Buzz, Doug. He won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month in June, and he has wonderful questions.
Wasn't that good, really?
JR, do you think the Blues can have a better second half than the first half also after a game when you sniff the bench? Whose man musk turns you on most?
Come on!
That's from Mr. Siders, Jackson's opponent in the Fan Page Club Championship.
I think that question's for Mark. Mark rode the Pine, right? What's the bench?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I didn't put my nose right there. Whiffs of the undercarriage.
And then as far as the second half, are we past the second half? I hope we're a few games past the
we
second
are
half.
around 50 games.
Coming back from
49.
this break, what do you guys think in terms of how the Blues respond? So if they won that game against Columbus and they ride into the break, 6-game winning streak, what is it like, the mentality as a player? Do you come back, okay, hey, we're playing good, we got things figured out, or because they lost that game, do you come back a little more focused?
I wondered about that too. Like in the whole scheme of things, I was really bothered when they lost that game. I think because they just played so seemingly disinterested, honestly. But I'm thinking to myself that if you're the guys on the team and you're in your 20s mostly, you're like, yeah, we don't even remember it. We've lost 21 times this year. We've won 26. We're probably better than most people thought we were going to be. I doubt they're even thinking about it. I don't know. What do you think on it?
Yeah, the one thing I'll say, and I think you're right, I think it is kind of a generation deal, and it's not just this generation. I think, a little bit the older players, when I say older, I'm talking about guys in their mid-30s right now, is they move on quick. Like when I first started covering the Blues in 2005, they'd lose the game, and you had guys, whoever, Keith Tkachuk, Dallas Drake, they just like lamenting it like the next day. You could see it on their face in practice. And, I've covered Blues teams in the past 10 years, let's say, where 30 minutes after the game, they're just ready to move on, and you don't see them wearing it. And I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. A lot of players will tell you it's a good thing to be able to move on to the next one because they play so many. So I'm with you. I think as soon as the wheels pulled out of Enterprise Center that night, they forgot about that one.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I was outside before we started the segment and talking with Plowsy, and he was sharing how he secretly admires the Cardinals' decisions with respect to veteran leadership, but he's not going to say it on the air.
Yeah, keep that between house. Yeah.
Right. So, given how the Cardinals brought back Matt Carpenter, do you think there's a chance that Jeff Finley might make a reappearance?
I can see that.
Goodness.
I can confirm that there has been talk between the Blues and Finley's agent. Spoke with his representation this morning. But it's just that right now they can't come to terms on the dollars. Back then the salary was $500,000, and Finley still thinks at age 53 that he can command that type of salary. So
should be able to.
We'll see.
Yeah.
He's 53 now, and I guess it makes sense. Bring him back. Be
Why
fun.
not? You got to have bodies back there for sure.
37 still available as a number, right?
August 37.
I have to check.
37 available.
Can't check on that.
This is a good one. If Richie Pilon doesn't, that's how you pronounce his name, right? Wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. If Richie Pilon didn't break his wrist, did the Blues win the Stanley Cup? Second part. Do you think my boyfriend Doug really loves me, or does he say that to keep getting to put his hands down my pant?
Okay,
like
it wasn't
from Injun Joe's Cave Ride
Injun
Magic
Joe
Man.
just got suspended. Injun Joe's Cave Ride. So you had to hear that, Jeremy. If you don't mind, I'll do a little paperwork here for the Illinois Recovery
Yeah, you can answer
System.
the Pilon question in the meantime.
Injun Joe's.
Yeah, just to pick up on Pilon, gosh, over the years covering the Blues, I've heard a lot of, well, if Grant Fuhr doesn't get hurt, if Kiprios doesn't run into him, do the Blues win the Stanley Cup? But I've just never heard it phrased that way, and the name be Richie Pilon if the Blues can win the Cup. He's not getting hurt.
Well, he got suspended for the questions.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
And the second part?
He needs recovery.
You could have been talking about Doug Wade.
Say that
39?
Say that again.
Could have been talking about Doug Wade.
Reprimanding the fellow, and
Yeah.
the question again, Doug was reprimanding the fellow, and I couldn't hear him there.
Oh, he wanted to know if his boyfriend Doug really loved him, or if he was just saying it to be able to put his hand down his pant.
So I was going to ask Doug that question at the Kirkwood game, but I never got the chance to.
No.
Big timed him.
Yeah.
Big timed him.
And act like we don't know each other if I see you in public again. Could you please?
JR, what's the situation with goalie depth? Could the Blues be in a spot in a year to trade Binnington for multiple skating pieces? You like that, Doug?
No,
skating
I don't like
pieces?
that. Skating pieces. They're all skating pieces.
Also, what's your go-to fast food restroom minus Chick-fil-A for obvious reasons? And then he makes the little erection emoji. You like that? The little erection?
What's that supposed to mean?
If I could pick one to answer out of those two, could I go with the goaltending question?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your segment.
Okay, yeah. All right, we'll go with the goaltending, and then I'll take a stab at the bathroom. Let's
Don't
go.
say stab.
I think that the Blues are going to be fine in net. I don't think they're going to trade Jordan Binnington like some people have suggested, maximizing his value and then going with Hofer during this retool. So I think that they see the significance of what Binnington can do for them as far as competing during this retool. And then fast food, bathroom, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with, and I'm actually looking at it right now, Steak and Shake.
Oh,
wow.
Have they got a good restaurant?
Is that right?
Inside, it must be right.
Nobody's ever there. They just have the kiosks. So, things are wide open, never a line at the Steak and Shake bathroom.
How about that?
Good
That's
advice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great counsel right there.
Little chili three-way.
Oh, Bill.
Okay.
Oh, Bill. Let's see. One more here for JR. JR, rumor had it that Lee Stempniak was a ween peaker.
Oh.
Do the Blues need that kind of energy in the room to improve chemistry? That's from Connie Lassiter and Greg Bickle.
Lee was not a peaker. He was a stand-up fella. And actually, I got to call Lee for a story soon. So whoever sent that in, I'll try to ask Lee if there's any truth to that. And then I could probably get back to you guys next week.
Yeah.
What a reputation to have if you're in the league.
He'll be happy to do a story with you about that.
No wonder he played for like 12 teams.
Yeah, he bounces around. Well, I mean,
there's
he's
your
very
headline.
effective on the power play, but he's always peaking.
What would happen if JR posted that story on The
my
Athletic?
God.
You think he'd be getting a call
Oh,
from
it'd be the greatest ever. The Blues had to ship him out because of a peaking problem.
Oh.
The only show where I could get clipped and get in some trouble.
Yeah, that's what we do. JR, thank you so much. Always enjoy the conversation, and you can hear JR on 101 ESPN throughout the week and here on TMA every Wednesday, presented by the great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies online at evergreenstl.com. Thanks, JR.
Thanks, boys.
All right, thanks,
Jeremy
Rutsy.
Rutherford with us here on The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. That's inside word there. It's good inside word.
You think he gets done with this and needs to take a shower?
Probably. He says, why am I doing this? Why? Why would I want to risk
Doug,
my
you
reputation?
say that every day at 10:01.
I do.
Short memory. Got to have a short memory. Get back in the game.
To be a relief pitcher or a talk show host.
Or, yeah, either one.
Mr. Licks just sent this in, but I don't know if it was for JR or just for us. Would you consider CBC a trade school?
I don't think so. Trade school, would that be like Rankin Tech? But that's after high school, right?
Here we go. Here come the high school shots.
South County
We
Tech?
have a war going on between Cottleville and Webster Groves, and that's not high school. That's just municipalities. I guess. I don't know if Cottleville's a municipality. Is Webster Groves a municipality? I guess so, right?
Sure.
All right.
I guess South County Tech, North County Tech.
That's a great rivalry.
Those are trade schools. You learned a lot of important things at those places. I wish I'd gone there a little bit. I see they have a program where you can leave your high school and go there to learn to do a few things, which would be very valuable. Think of all the time you waste in your regular high school.
Well, and doing what I do, I see a lot of people dealing with student loans. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into the whole student loan quagmire, but there are so many people that come out that I talk to that have massive student loans, and their income makes it so it's really hard to get ahead when you've got student loans and the cost of, be it rent or a mortgage, is so high, much less than to be able to start to put money aside for the future. And I wonder, for example, for my own kids, let's say, when do you go the college route, or do you go into the trades and you don't have that same level of debt? you are able to make great money and have a great lifestyle right away. And I think we as a society are going through big changes. And back in the day, it was South County Tech. Why would anybody go there? And I just think, well, there's a place for it rather than go through and get a degree in French. This guy.
That's your degree is in French?
Well, don't hold it against me.
Is it really?
What were you thinking about doing?
I was thinking about the fact that there are a lot of girls in the French class.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And your parents didn't say, wait a minute, left-winger?
I don't know what my dad was thinking, but he was awfully forgiving.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you would think that a 2-year degree at some junior colleges, if you had any idea what you wanted to do, 2 years would be about enough of college to learn to sell something, to learn maybe something other than law or medicine or engineering. Almost anything beyond that, you could probably get in 2 years of intense study at a junior college and not rack up $150,000, $200,000 worth of college debt.
For $1.50 in late fees at your local library.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Well, you got a better Kennedy than I do, even though that was Matt Damon, right?
Matt Damon.
Is it possible to pay for college as you're working in this day and age? I realize I don't want to say back in the day, I'm not for sure how long ago it was, to where you could have a part-time job, pay each class.
Junior college, probably?
Like, how much is a class cost at University of Missouri?
It's expensive.
Like, is it $1,200 a class, $1,500 a class?
My son got out about 6 years ago, and it was costing room and board and everything about $25,000 a year.
Yep. That was all in at Missouri?
Yeah.
Yep. That's a state school. That's a state school.
It's probably up to more like 30 now.
And University of Missouri has got a reputation as a great school. There are a lot of great programs there. Their business program is fabulous. But paying that, how on earth can everyday families do that? And there are a lot of scholarship and support programs that are out there. But now, here's the other side of it, is, again, talking to a lot of families. 15 years ago, I think the approach was very different from what it is today. 15 years ago, I was talking with families, and they were voicing about the cost of college. Now it's about the value of college, which is a very different discussion. It's about,
and I think it's a great discussion to have.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I really do. Somebody texted in, birthday hawk. College is more of a $100,000 gift to your children. Go have fun.
Pretty much.
It isn't.
Pretty much.
It's not about the class. It's being social. It's gaining a network. It's showing an employer that you can go from start to finish in something. It really, that's why they don't ask for your GPA. It shows that you can do 12 to 15 hours of classes per semester, finish it, and get a task done, and get your degree. That's the most important part about college, is showing that you can actually do it. It's not about how much extracurriculars you do or how you get A's or B, because that does matter in some sense, but in journalism, it mattered zero. Now, I get if you're trying to get a medical degree and a residency, your grades and things matter more in college. It's really just, for the most part, just showing that you can do it.
The only person that ever asked me what my grade point average was when I was applying for a job was Jay Randolph Sr.
Oh, is that right?
Who is a legend?
GPA? And I said, seriously, Jay Bird? I didn't really say that. That's what I was thinking.
So the grades, it's
weird. I
weird.
made something up, and how was he going to know?
It's weird how important it is in high school and how little it means in college.
College is more about growing up. It's
Correct.
about, without your parents there, you still get up on time, you answer the alarm clock, you get dressed, you go to school, you come home, without your parents telling you to do your homework, you do your homework. Can you just get through it?
Can you be a human? Okay, you can.
Yeah, that process is probably worth more than the knowledge that you're going to forget from the test you took a month ago.
I'm going to take that one step further. So I think that is the baseline success. That's the table stakes to which you have to achieve. But then to take it to another level is, can you use that, can you build upon that and turn it into something more? Plowsy, you said about it's the people that you can meet and have those connections.
100%.
It's then building it onto what sort of conversations you can have with faculty, what sort of opportunities you can have with internships, with alumni, et cetera. And when you can take it to that level, you're able to then rise above it. And that's where it doesn't matter what your GPA is. It doesn't matter if you have those skills and you're able to take it and build upon it and have that maturity to go beyond. And that's where the real skill lies. But how do you quantify that? that's the value discussion. That's a really difficult thing.
Like most of the smart people they have out now, obviously building billion-dollar company, they don't finish college. You think how important college is to Mark Zuckerberg? I mean, it's just kind of in the way for guys like that. So it doesn't evaluate just how smart you are all the time.
But that's the exception.
Sometimes it's not for people.
That's the exception. I mean, there are a lot of incredibly bright people that go through, do MBA, things like that. Now, I don't have an MBA, so take this with a grain of salt, but build not necessarily these mega companies, but everyday companies because of the experience and the knowledge that they gain that they can fall back on without necessarily having to go through and build a business from the ground up and build all of those connections. So I think that there is definitely something to be said for that experience, but to throw $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 per year at some sort of uber elite education that you come out and what are you going to do with it to dig out from? That's where the value discussion really comes into me.
Maybe even a bigger problem than college costs is what's happened to public education in large parts of our country. There are a lot of people that come out of public schools nowadays that are woefully unprepared to take on the business community in a highly competitive country. They don't have a chance. Not all, but there are some public school areas where the kids come out barely literate at all.
I like the state of Georgia. I know we talked about this several years ago. I know other states implemented it as well. I think if you have a 3.0 or 3.2 GPA in high school and you stay in state, most of the colleges pay free tuition.
Yeah.
That, to me, is a great incentive for states to provide. Now, if you go out of state, obviously you're paying your full rate. But having the option to be able to go to college at affordable, you're certainly going to have to apply yourself in high school.
Yeah, but that's fantastic. Yeah, Georgia's got it figured out.
100%.
I had a niece who went to University of Georgia on that.
Yeah.
Paid no tuition.
And that's a program that should be implemented a ton. I think the lottery in Georgia is how that is possible, if I'm not mistaken. I don't
know. We have a lottery here that was supposed to go to education.
Yeah, it goes for the kids, and it talks about pencils and trapper keepers.
Ooh, trapper keepers. I like that. Let's see what we got here. Summa cum laude with 2 degrees, and I'm a poor. That's from the 314.
Okay.
Hey, Tim, I strung out Milton's Twink frat bros on so much blow and champagne and was so profitable at pimping out those otters' asses, I put it on my resume instead of my GPA.
Really?
That's where they're covering alcoholic from
It's just real-world experience.
Give that text of the day right there.
Right. It's real world.
Let's see. I didn't finish my college degree until I was 10 years into my career. I finished it for myself and my parents. It was useless for me as far as what I do. That's from Doug's work husband.
I thought that was from one of us.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in this kind of business, you don't need it.
In some careers, though, like Madison, I think her job gives the option of 50% if she wants to go get her master's or something. I think that's a good thing to do. Get into your field and try to find a job that can help you extend your education as opposed to paying another 20, 30 grand for your master's if you don't have to.
But she's learning technical things.
She is unbelievable, by the way, and killing it. And she's in a national firm that's probably one of the most recognized architecture and design firms in the country. So it is different. But I said that from the get-go. Journalism, it's not like Joe Roderick, when I asked for an internship, was talking to Dan Marshall and asking me my GPA and what extracurriculars I did at Western. Different careers, provide different things, and you have to approach it in a different manner. And I think journalism, you just want to finish. Now, when you're becoming a doctor and you're applying for a residency, they're going to look more in-depth, probably talk to your professors a little more than in our situations. So,
Mark is raising great points, and I completely agree with him. There are too many kids at Vianney, DeSmet, and CBC who think they can make it big time, but are much better off going the trade route. And there is nothing wrong with that. That's from Mr. Licks. Is that the deal?
CBC is not a trade school.
I was making no comments about any individual schools.
High school seniors have no idea the long-term consequences of student loans.
Yeah.
We don't educate kids on personal finance, so I don't blame them for getting into massive debt. We've created a terrible system. What do you think about that? That's from the Hunchback on Castle.
We've created a terrible system. I know that that's not what he's saying, that it's by design. But number one, there is not a whole lot of financial education out there.
Well, I agree with that.
And that's what it is. It's unfortunate because what we don't understand, we're afraid of, and something so important to our entire lives, it's not that you need to be in the weeds of everything, but at least have a basic understanding. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is we don't talk about money. It's taboo.
Yeah.
And so in addition to having that fear, there's also that place inside of us that goes, yeah, but I'm not supposed to even talk about it because it's not right in our society to do that. So these are two very fundamental obstacles to have people be able to actually learn about it and embrace it. My son yesterday was talking about how he's going to be a freshman next year, and they offer a personal finance class every year.
Oh, is that right?
Absolutely.
Oh, God bless.
And so
that's outstanding.
Talking with college students, for example, I'm always impressed when somebody's taken a basic personal finance class. And again, to understand about the dynamics of you make this much money, don't spend every dollar.
Right. I mean, just something as simple. What are your thoughts on having a personal budget? I mean, it's something pretty basic, but I've found for me that it keeps you in line. I didn't start doing it until I was in my 40s, and I really regret that. But God, once you actually have to see the numbers, and it's not tough to do. There's so much software now that it just tracks it for you.
My thought is I want to make any sort of budgeting process something that people can make actionable. I personally don't keep a budget. So I'm not looking at every single dollar and tracking against what I'm expecting to spend. Instead, I'm saying, here's what I'm bringing in. I'm going to save so much money as a specific dollar amount that I have to save every month. It's like a bill that I have to pay.
Yeah.
That way I know my savings goals are satisfied.
Yes, exactly. It's like a bill. It's not an option. It's a bill.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my savings goals are satisfied. Then I spend the rest.
Yeah.
And I've got a cash cushion. And if I find that my cash cushion is growing, then, I can up my savings amount and I can do
Define
more.
Cash cushion.
An emergency reserve,
Right.
fallback money
And what
sitting in the
what do you
bank.
do? Like X number of months of living expenses?
Yeah, some dollar amount, and that's something that I start with when I talk to people. What's your cash cushion? Let's figure out what that number is. Is it light? Is it right? Is it heavy? Where are you in that? And if I find that that's going up, then I can save more or I can spend more or do both.
Yeah.
If I find that it's going down, I've got to make some adjustment to my spending. That means I'm overspending in some capacity. It's a budget.
Yeah.
It's just not going dollar for dollar. So I think to your question, what's my thought? There needs to be some process, some methodology, and that differs for everybody. The most important part is at least having a foundational awareness of spending and saving and doing both. It's not one or the other. Doing both and having an awareness of what's going to each and making sure that you're on track on both sides.
There it is. It's Mark Hanna, Doug. He's with Evergreen Wealth Strategy. That's the kind of knowledge you get when you call 314-889-0503. Mark, always wonderful to see you.
It's great to be here.
And the hair is wonderful. The beard's wonderful. The voice is wonderful. What isn't wonderful, Doug?
Where'd you get your hair transplant?
Yeah, I fertilize. Scott's.
Fertilize.
Little Scott's goes a long way, and then a little conditioner.
Yeah, 2 cups water, 1 cup.
That's what it is?
Yeah,
you fertilize as well, Plowhawk?
Yeah, I've been doing that since
Doug,
12.
why don't we just fertilize?
Yes, we should have.
That's what I learned in high school, how to fertilize your hair. Not financing, but fertilizing hair.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mark Hanna. He's with Evergreen Wealth Strategy. There he is.
Well, thank you, Hansie.
Sponsor here on TMA every Wednesday. Jeremy Rutherford, brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503. EDF is the sponsor of Doug's Hot Take Mittens. And I think we might have a hot take that I just spotted on the Twitter tweets.
We get the mittens.
Plowhawk, you're not happy with Taylor Swift's plane?
It wasn't a hot take. It's just
It says this is awful or something.
It said she's the worst.
Oh, let me get the glove.
She took a flight from Cahokia to St. Louis.
You're kidding me.
Nope, 13-minute flight.
What is she doing in either one, and why is she here?
I actually
Isn't she
don't
in
know.
Tokyo?
Well, I don't know
I thought she
why.
was going to Tokyo and had to play a show, and then do you have to go through Cahokia to go to Tokyo?
What part of St. Louis did she fly to? I mean, you could drive in less than 13 minutes.
Said Taylor Swift jet tracker flew from Cahokia, St. Louis to St. Louis, Missouri 24 hours ago. Approximate flight time, 13 minutes. So it looked like she flew to Chesterfield from Cahokia. Sorry.
Oh, that would make more sense.
It makes sense?
Makes more sense than Cahokia to St. Louis.
I just don't know how you could. If I'm a pilot, I'm refusing. I'm not
Why?
gassing up a PJ for you to. Instead of driving 25 minutes, you're flying 13 minutes. I'm out.
Well, but
These people have gone out of control. 13-minute flight, bro. Get a grip on reality.
The pilot is a highly paid pilot who's got probably just that one job. He'll do whatever the hell she wants to do.
I said if I was the pilot. I didn't say these pilots
You would
should.
not walk out on that job. You'd say, yes, Miss Swift. Whatever you say, Miss Swift.
I like that, Miss Swift. I never thought about that. It sounds good.
I'm sure they probably didn't get very high off the ground at all. Just went right down 40, and there they were.
I didn't know this. Uncle Moose Knuckle says she had a guest appearance at Pops that ran late.
Is that what it was? Boy, she'll play
They
anywhere.
had that under wraps. I didn't see one billboard about that the entire week prior.
Unbelievable. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor? TMA, it's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hired and will prevent your facility from having hired fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com. We have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day coming your way in about 6-7 minutes. I don't know. Jackson and I will head down the hallway. It's the final balloon party for a few days as I go to the Hamptons and just recharge my batteries and keep the audience wanting more.
Yeah.
And then we'll do QFTA for the last time for a little while as well. Send your questions, comments, erotic stories in. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. And yours can be read on the program, which will be on YouTube probably 11:20. 11:25, 11:30, I don't know. Jackson uploads at Balloon Party. Yeah. And there are now 4,999 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Who's going to be 5,000? Who's going to be?
Is there some sort of prize?
Whoever we decide.
No, they're in.
I'm not sure I subscribed.
There you go. You can be
Why
5,000.
don't you be number 5,000?
Woot.
I have to go check.
Maybe I can beat you to it. I don't think I'm...
Woot. Oh, here we go. Big moment in show history. While you guys do that, I'll tell you about C.D. Longo and Doug Biggs.
Okay.
At Longo Biggs. Saw those fine gentlemen at our events, and they are listeners of the program. They are native St. Louisans. And if any of my family or friends are ever in an accident, I want them to call Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo at Longo Biggs Injury Law. They're online at longobiggs.com. In a personal injury case, there can be a substantial amount of money on the line, and these guys know how to get you every last dollar possible. They're smart, they're tough, and they're aggressive. They routinely get high-dollar settlements, $100,000, $500,000, $1 million settlements. You name it, they've gotten it while fighting for their clients. They're not the churn and burn type of law firm. With Doug and CD, you won't be just another file lost in the shuffle. If you have any questions about your case, you'll talk to Doug or CD personally, and they will handle every aspect of your case the entire way. They'll get to know you, and you will get to know them. They're local, friendly, professional, and most importantly, excellent personal injury lawyers and TMA listeners. Native St. Louisans who care about their reputation, their business's reputation, and that is Doug Biggs, CD Longo, Longo Biggs, longobiggs.com. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. And think about that.
I'm already subscribed.
Yeah, so was I. But then I unsubscribed and subscribed again. Nothing moved, so I think we need more than one.
You're still at 4,900.
Do you have a couple minutes? Can I plug something?
Of course, sure.
You've never hesitated before, and there's
just
a picture of Learn. You've got...
No, I want to ask because it's a charity thing. First off, thoughts and prayers to Toby Keith, passed away yesterday. Mm-hmm. And you know he found Taylor Swift?
His record company has her.
Signed her to her first label.
Yeah.
She was all over Nashville just trying to get a label, and he saw her and signed her. Anyway, Mega Meyer Foundation coming up Saturday, April 27th, the night right before the Van Page Club Championship. I might be a little groggy. So there you go, licks, take advantage. Saturday, April 27th is our trivia night. It's going to be fun. $25 a person or $200 per table. We only have tables, 8 people on a table. Beer, soda provided, raffle prizes, all kinds of stuff going on. I came up with this idea for our table decorating. We always do a theme for this. Music. come as dressed as their favorite band, set up your table like a favorite band or whatever you want to do. So
Doug, you can bust out the meat dress.
Oh,
nice.
gosh, yeah.
Bill.
we'd love to have that.
yeah, well, we all thought of music. I said Jimmy Buffett, but they said let's just make it music in general. So that's good. So once again, Saturday, April 27th. If you want to sponsor a round, it's only $100. So you can reach out to me on Facebook or just send me a DM or a text if you want to be a round sponsor for $100. Or if you want to volunteer. If you have any kids that want to volunteer, we need some volunteers to come on out. So anyway, you can sign up for a table now. Just go to megameierfoundation.com or .org, and you'll see Trivia Night. Just sign up your table, and you're done. That's all you got to do. So anyway,
There it is.
Saturday, April
Plug away,
27th.
baby.
What day again? April 27th?
Yeah.
There you go. There it is. megameierfoundation.com. We'll have the...
.org.
.org, I'm sorry.
I say .com too.
.org. Sign up for April 27th for the Trivia Night. We'll have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day in a matter of moments. And then Jackson and I will head down the hallway for a balloon party and then back into this studio for QFTA. And then, Doug, I just head out and just start just banging.
Oh, do you?
I do. I immediately, once I'm on vacation, I just start.
Whoring around?
Drinking and banging.
Walking naked
Just like
into
that
every
lady
store.
said you did.
That older lady who wasn't a fan of my work.
Drink and bang.
And honestly, when I hear it, I'm not a fan of my work either, to be real
Yeah, you let her have
transparent
it.
with you. Holy crap, what the hell. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'd be a little early for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Let's see what the hell I got here. I'm already logged out of the inbox. Jackson, what audio do we have? This Harrison Bader thing I see is your first question for the Little Piddles Wide Berth Wednesday, so maybe I should hear it to have an opinion on it. And it also tells me Wide Berth Wednesday might. Do you feel like I might need to Venmo some people?
No, I worked hard on this one. I think it's
Really?
good. Yeah.
Oh, then I'm surprised Harrison Bader's the lead, but maybe
Well,
there's
I mean,
something
it's,
in it.
it's just a prompt. I think there's more to it.
Okay, well, what do we got here? Let's
So Bader was on Scruggs' podcast talking about coming up with the Cardinals organization. Speaks very fondly about it.
Earl Scruggs?
Xavier.
Every time I see anything related to the Cardinals, every time I ever see like a powder blue or a red, and it's associated with a card, I automatically have a smile and like a warm feeling about it because I loved so much about my upbringing in St. Louis. I loved so much about everything behind the scenes in the minor leagues on my way up. All those years spent in St. Louis on that field, I could not have more love for that city. Could not have more love for what me and my teammates accomplished in the uniform. We didn't bring home a world championship, but we did win a lot. We did make it to playoffs a lot. We did make it relatively far a lot. I won my first Gold Glove in that uniform. I made friends for life. I made teammates for life. I learned things that I will hold on to well beyond that game because of that uniform. And that city, those people, my teammates, those coaches, everybody involved, I loved so much about it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things where it's like when you're in it, you're like, these are the days where like when this is gone, because everything comes to an end, especially in baseball, with how quickly we have this like bubble, it's working, it's not, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, which is fine. That's just the beast. But it taught me so much because, again, when it came down to it, Yachty, who's grabbed me here a couple times because I needed it, talked to me under. Wayno talking to me like we've been teammates for 15 years. Seeing Yachty move behind the plate, seeing guys win Silver Sluggers, win MVPs, win Gold Gloves. I mean, like, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. So just having those influences are just like, man, it was incredible. It really was.
I miss Harrison Bader. I really liked him when he was here.
You home, Harry?
Why didn't they get him back instead of Matt Carpenter?
Did they go deep a lot in the playoffs with him? I'm not going to honestly, I wasn't for sure how long he was with the organization.
2019, they won a series.
Okay.
I guess that would be it. Was he active on the 2019 team?
Probably.
So they won one series, and that was going deep a lot of times.
Oh, I think he said they won a lot of games.
No, he said he went deep in the playoffs a lot.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I did. That's the first thing that perked up and going, that's a lie.
He was a really good guy. He was the go-to guy in the locker room when no one else would talk. He would always stand there and talk forever.
His personality was electric. If you've ever sat in the outfield bleachers, there are a lot of Harrison Bader fans out there.
I think he played for the fans and not the money.
He's the one
he actually
player.
might have been able to.
He's the
knowing
one
his
player that
family situation, he might have been able to.
Is he still with the Yankees?
No.
He was with the Reds last year.
Still a free agent. Nobody signed him?
He's back in New York.
Mets signed him.
He looked weird in a red jersey.
Yeah, he did. He would have been a decent fourth outfielder here, wouldn't third or fourth, wouldn't he?
He's too young.
Oh,
I'm
Tyler
sorry.
O'Neill was on that podcast and took some subtle shots at Marmol. That's from Larry Thornton.
I always thought not O'Neill, but Bader tried too hard to be a home run hitter. As fast as he was, if he had just been a put the ball and play type of guy, I think he would have hit 40 points higher. But he swung from the heels, tried to hit the ball 500 feet every time he took a cut.
Whose podcast was that?
Xavier Scruggs?
A former Cardinal.
Former
himself.
Cardinal. Okay.
Yeah.
Why does everyone who, quote, loves St. Louis so much never actually live in St. Louis? Thanks, that's from Wedding Tackle. Doug?
Well,
They do during the
former
season.
Blues players do. The former Cardinal players, not so much.
They're living here 6 months out of the year, so I guess they can make an assumption living here 6 months out of the year.
Harrison Bader's situation, and to his credit, it's not like he went around and talked about it, but I mean, he comes from, I don't even know, 0.01% as far as...
Big money in New York City.
Right. I remember BSing with him one time. I go, man, I figure you got to love Jupiter. And he goes, I mean, Jupiter's great. He goes, but Palm Beach. And I'm like, okay. I mean, that's where he would go, all right. I go over there as like a little tourist thing to see what's doing. And that's his, like, okay.
His family were friends with the billionaire class there in Palm Beach.
Would stay at the Koch brothers' home.
Right.
And I say the Koch brothers' home as if it's the one residence. But I remember when he was a rookie, he drove up in that like light blue Bentley. Mm-hmm. And on all the major leaguers who didn't know who he was, like, who got the Bentley? And they're like, oh, it's a rookie. That there's usually a caste system that you kind of move from the back of the parking lot to the front of the parking lot, and then eventually, if you're Molina, you just park in an owner's spot.
Or Mike Claiborne. And yet Bader was down to earth, friendly guy.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
man.
you can tell he's very intelligent when he speaks.
Yeah, he's like really a good guy.
Yeah, he really was.
Really a good guy.
Uh-huh.
Really a good.
Did a lot of charity stuff when he was here. Did some substitute teaching even for a time. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really wish that he had hung on here. I really liked him. Of course, they got a great pitcher for him.
Dad is lead counsel for Verizon.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Also, there are no high-paying jobs. That's from Jugs in D.C. I don't know what that means.
I think he said once that he was one of the
Mark Hanna segment.
He was one of the few players in the major leagues whose dad made more money than he did.
Is that right?
There's not many of those.
He might have been when he was in the minors going deep. He's a friend with a buddy of mine. We went out in a group one night. Couldn't be a nicer guy. That's from Steve in Wildwood. He's a chairman, Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year.
Yeah, it's all true.
Humble brag.
No, he was just offering his take on a guy that we all really liked
telling
here.
us he went out with Harrison Bader.
That's what that was.
That's all it was.
Well, you've done that a few times yourself.
I actually know these people.
Well, he must have known Harrison to go out with him.
I'm sure there's a story behind it. I just don't make up something. Hey, guess what? I went out with this guy last night. There's got to be a story behind it.
Steve, you want to share your story? 636-9004.
There is no story.
You're going to poo-poo his little anecdote? You of all people who claim to be good friends with everyone you've ever interviewed?
Well, I become friends with him.
You do not.
I want to see Steve's follow-up. Maybe he'll leave a mic drop on Balloon Party. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day. Is that a gefilte fish loaf that my wife's father squeezed into his XL overnight dry Depends? Or is he experiencing ulcerative colitis flare-up? It crowned and made its presence known to me. Shall I have a tasting straight out of his diaper? Is that a bit of dippins that I can slurp out of his catheter tube? Does it feel good when I jostle that hole with my nubbin? Thanks, that's from Tuts Agape.
It's from who?
Tufts Agape.
Tufts Agape. Boy, he's new.
I doubt it.
A-G-A-P-E, agape?
A''G-A-P-E. How do you pronounce it? Would you say agape?
I don't know.
Ludwig Aberg?
Ludwig Aberg?
Yeah, not playing this week. Swordfish tonight, Doug, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Not gefilte fish.
You're going to have a cooking show with swordfish?
Are you? Cooking show's coming out?
I don't know if I do a show. I'm cooking swordfish, but either way.
Oh, good. I love swordfish. Okay.
Doug Vaughn here, Doug Vaughn here, Doug Vaughn there, Doug Vaughn all over the place, dreaming about his love liquor all over my face. It's from Dirty Bird.
Odd little text.
I'm in the filtered file.
Come on, Jackson.
A lot of thought process went into that one.
Dirty Bird.
I'm going to say something. Tim has BBEN doing it right. Or maybe it's Tim has been doing it right since the day the doctor spanked him in hid behind. But this email is...
Abby Miller.
In his behind.
Clip that off. But this email is about the first time I saw an all-guy gangbang. 1984. We were over at my neighbor Vince's house for a big hockey game on their driveway. My buddy Richie wasn't good, so he was the backup goalie for Eddie. Vince's dad and his triplet uncles were hammered drunk and really razzing Richie. Every time he would bring them beer, they would chant, "Eddie's back up, Eddie's back up." After a while, Richie had had enough and started chirping back, and the uncles didn't like that and said they were going to teach him about respect. After the game, I found them all in the tool shed. Richie looked like he won the lottery because he was on his back with Vince's dad really giving it to him.
Okay.
And he was face up staring at 6 identical balls.
Another incest story. It's great.
Oh. They're identical, I guess, because they were triplets.
And they're all having sex with one man.
Clip that off. Doug, that's from the first name's Ruben, and then the last name is G-Spot?
Ruben Gispote.
Morning, team. We'd like to give our sincere thanks for the hyper-localized HD2 Renters Roundtable News Hour this morning, where the hood ornament on the clown car known as TMA, who rejected a 401k match program, broke down microeconomics, development, local government crime, and how to almost take an anonymous teenage girl from Facebook Marketplace to a midsummer Pitbull concert.
Boy, that's a throwback there.
Thanks, that's from Tilly and Gus Grundlehort. We're selling our Sherry's Berries coupon from 2019 if anyone is interested in a special Valentine's gift for that special someone. Spend $2,000 on 8 strawberries. Get entered into a drawing to get the chance to sit in the parking lot and watch the TMA crew golf while it's spring training.
Tilly and Gus Grundlehort.
And finally, salutations from across the nation. What an honor it is for the show formerly known as Balloon Party, now just known as Tim McKernan, to be in the others receiving votes for Jason Barrett's top 20 mid-market sports radio midday shows of 2023. When does Barrett release his top 20 mid-market morning shows that most people stream or podcast, but are technically broadcast over HD2 from a windowless closet next to the pissa? You know, I don't tweet that often. Well, unless you find often is tweeting over a dozen times in the last week. But you know, some of those are supposed to be DMs where I was making non-specific allegations about someone I have blocked, where I accuse her of treating me like S on numerous occasions. But I struggle with technology. I also went engagement farming on Sunday by posting the same cop boo rhymes with hockey joke 5 times, but deleted all but one of them when I didn't get the likes I expected. Sometimes I get carried away and post the same tweet over and over, and I have to go back and delete some of them, like the time I posted the word creepy in retaliation for some random guy calling me creepy for telling people to keep an eye on Emily Tosta. And I accidentally tweeted creepy at Hockey Reporter, but didn't realize it until it was called to my attention 17 hours later. So I deleted the tweet and decided to go ahead and fire a text at the hockey expert, or Hockey Reporter, who has no idea who I am, but I had his number because I booked him for an interview on 590 The Boot 8 years ago. Oh. That's from Buck Swope. And Doug, that's what we have.
Hey, Buck Swope.
For the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, what you got?
Yes, a little email. Normally, I'm very much against Vile, but I thought he was quite creative today, so I'll go for Ruben Gispote. Ruben Gispote.
Creative is the same thing every day.
Well, it was a little different today.
No, this time it was a gangbang with a family.
Family, okay. Congratulations to the Grundlehards.
Because I'm going Grundlehorts. Congratulations
Lucas.
to the Grundlehorts. And don't get me wrong, I thought Ruben was very good, and I thought Buck Swope was very good, too. But, it's a Grundlehort season around here. Congratulations to the Grundlehorts. Jackson will be in studio for the next 7 TMAs, and he'll be doing a wonderful job. I will be vacationing in the Hamptons.
Have fun. Enjoy.
Hey, thank you so much. You're a gentleman, sir.
Oh, yeah,
be heading. Thank you. Heading down to balloon party for the magic that is, and then we'll be back in here for QFTA, for Jackson, for the Plowhawk, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, up to McCartney. This has been The Morning After, presented by Brown & Crouppen.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely